3, 2.
I've already had you unmuted for like 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, have you?
I accidentally unmuted like super early. I'm like, well, I just got to roll with it now.
You're green, by the way, on
Yeah, you're,
the other monitor.
On Zoom. You're super green
on
for us.
your Zoom
Here,
call.
let me
Yeah,
screenshot it.
Weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was singing I'm blue if
Oh.
PSCA was
You know, I
real.
turned up my make me pretty meter in Zoom like all the way. I don't know if it's because of that. I look fine on my camera here, but I'm green for you guys.
Oh, hang on.
Maybe, I mean, you look really pretty, but you're green.
Word. All right. Well, hey, if I have to be pretty in order to be the Hulk or Shrek, I'll fucking take it.
That's a nice look at that picture.
Where? Where'd you send it? Discord?
Inside of chat. Yeah. In chat, on Discord.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's that's really
You're
green.
very green.
Holy shit. All right. Well, anyways, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs Not Pockets podcast. My name is Knackers, and today I'm joined by middle-aged stream and BishopGP. Today is Sunday, January 24th, 2021, and this is episode number 136. Thank you guys very, very much for joining us today. It is the first episode of 2021, and we are very stoked to have you guys here, so thank you for stopping in and saying hello. Apparently, we have to start really we got a lot of shit to talk about. I've never seen the topics portion of our script so filled out before, so we're going to do a quick check-in with everybody since it's been kind of 2 months since we've done a podcast last. So quick check-in. Miss Jimmy, how you doing today, sir?
Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Bishop, how you doing?
Doing good, man. Just surviving. I made it through COVID, so I'm nice and happy. Still kind of hungover from it, but besides that, I'm just happy to be back and functional, so that's good.
Are you working out, or is that just a really tight shirt?
It's just super tight, man. I just
You
wear these
look
things torqued
buff.
out, man. Yeah, they're just I've just listen. I've been.
He was doing push-ups before the show started. I saw him in the back. He was doing them.
You know what's funny is I actually
Had to
did
fill out the
push-ups
shirt.
before the show on these push-up bars that I had to put away. I literally did that. So
Wait,
I
did you
actually
really?
think yeah, I'm not even kidding.
So are
'Cause I
you
wanted to put it
actively working out then?
Not
Before
really.
you had
Just-
COVID?
Well, I lost a lot of weight because of COVID, but I think I've gained it back through Christmas. So, or like post-Christmas, like eating all the foods and all the meats. So,
You know, I just saw a recipe on YouTube the other day for like a good. I love meaty ass salads, like salads that just have massive cubes of meat. So like a good chef salad or good antipasto salad. Oh man, just pour it on.
chicken Caesar.
Oh yeah, a
Yep.
chicken Caesar. I'm gonna
Hey,
try.
I might be an idiot. Did you guys start recording in Audacity as well?
No, we did
Oh.
not.
Okay, I
Because
didn't
did you
read that
read what I
Nope.
wrote? Okay.
No.
Well, then if you
Nope.
had read it, you would know why we
Nope.
didn't start in Audacity.
Okay, cool.
My
I
Audacity
got
screwed
scared.
up. I tried reinstalling it, and it won't recognize any of my audio stuff at all. So weird.
Bummer.
Did you happen to do a lovely Windows update recently?
Yes.
You got fucked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so as much as I talk shit about Windows 10 and as much as I talk about like audio being the bane of my existence on Windows 10, I never experience any of the audio issues that Windows Update brings. And I update as soon as the update comes out. Like the day it's there, I update it. I never ever have issues, and I don't know why. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm good for you, I guess.
Yeah. Guess it pays to have
Congratulations.
backups.
Congrats. Hey, I guess
Yeah.
that's
Hey, good one, man.
good.
We're really proud of you, man. That's
Thanks.
great, man.
I'm glad to know that as much time has passed, we can still support each other in times of need. And for anybody wondering, yes, Bishop actually had COVID. So funny story, we were supposed to have a podcast 2 weeks ago. And before I tell you the story, it was completely my fault that it didn't happen. I had my little mishap with my streaming machine. And then I was like, yeah, I can't do it this week. Let's do it next week. Totally fine. And then about an hour before the show, Bishop said, hey, we gonna do a podcast tonight? And I had just completely forgotten that we were even planning it. I'm like, nope, not doing it today. So here we are a week later, getting it done.
Yeah, Knacker's computer got COVID.
But
Yeah,
dude, it
that
got
happened too.
fucked up.
Yeah,
God
that thing was
damn.
busted.
All right, Bishop, what are you drinking?
Casey actually brought me this is the first time I've read this. This is why I don't know. It's a pyramid apricot ale. Never had it before, never tried it, but she said it's her favorite, and because she can't drink it right now, I'm drinking it, so that's good. She got hit harder with COVID than I did, and she's still kind of coming on the downhill from it. So hopefully, yeah, she feels better. But I will feel good, and hopefully she can get like a little bit of that reciprocation from me feeling good. You know.
So is alcohol during COVID just like an absolute no?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the thing. But she's on a medication, so I think that's why.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair.
Here's a nice little ASMR for you. I don't know if you'll hear this.
Oh yeah. Well, you have a condenser microphone, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I've actually, as much as I love this microphone, I've been thinking about re-picking up a 2035 for YouTube voiceovers. Just because I absolutely love the way that condenser microphones sound, and I loved when I had my 2035. And there's like, again, absolutely love this microphone, but I've been thinking about picking one of those back up.
Is that the AT, the Audio Technica one?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's still only like
it, so
oh, good boy.
cheated. Yeah.
I think it's only like $150 nowadays or something. It's super
like that.
cheap.
If you can find it in stock, you know,
Yeah.
like
This
everything
is
is like, out of
true.
stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually I cannot believe that there hasn't been lit up. Do you think, before we get into our topics, do you think that companies didn't think it was going to be around this long? They're like, oh, we're out of stock now, but we really shouldn't overproduce because we're probably going to be back to normal in like 2 months. And then here we are a fucking year later, and still things like webcams, microphones, just trying to find the server case for my streaming PC. I couldn't even get it on Amazon, and it was unavailable for like weeks at a time. Didn't ever think that would be a thing, but that could be COVID related, but not because people are buying server cases.
I think it's more complex than just they're choosing how much to produce or not produce with a simple flip of a switch. It's comes down to global supply chains, and when you have one link in that chain that's broken, it has a cascading effect on other things. So I think that's one of the bigger issues.
Okay, Einstein, what
that.
the fuck do you know, dude? Clearly it's a conspiracy. The frog people are fucking taking all the inventory and they're hiding it, bro.
It could be the frog people. I think my solutions or my explanation is a little more likely, however.
Okay, good one, dude. Okay. We'll
What-
see.
What's the last thing that you have tried to go buy but haven't been able to just because of COVID?
I can't remember.
Toilet paper. That's the first thing.
Okay.
I mean, toilet paper, it's been fine recently now, but that was just stupidity.
Graphics cards.
It was.
Graphics cards, I don't know how much of that is due to COVID and how much of that is due to the crypto market now going back up. And also, I mean, part of it's because of COVID and more people are playing games and also in desiring a good graphics card. That's part of it.
Working from home, needing a PC at home when they didn't have one previously.
For sure. So.
Weenie and I tried to get rubbing alcohol for like 2 months.
Oh, yeah. Rubbing alcohol.
Could not get it anywhere.
Yeah, that can be tough for sure.
Alrighty, so we have a good amount of topics to get into. So why don't we just fucking jump right into it? Do we all want to start with the games that we've been playing? For anybody that's new here, hi, welcome to the Crocs Not Pockets podcast. This is a podcast that we do every 2 weeks on Sundays at 9 p.m. This show mostly focuses on the live streaming space within Twitch. However, we talk a good amount about technology in the space, general articles of the industry, and most of the time just trying to have as much great, constructive, positive conversation about the industry that we all care about so much, and trying to stay away from the drama parts of the industry, because that seems to be nothing but absolutely everywhere. And so we try and stay away from that. So what we do is we obviously, most of the time we spend about 45 minutes catching up with each other, just wasting all of your time talking about what's been going on in our lives. And then we get to the topics. Yeah. But today we're going to be good little boys and we're going to start talking about some shit really quickly. So for anybody that's new here, thank you for stopping in and saying hello. And it's awesome to see all you guys. So games. Since we haven't done this podcast in 2 months, I know gaming has not stopped for any of us. So I would love to hear what you guys have been playing. So Jimmy, why don't you go first?
Lately, it has been Dark Souls Remastered, the original Dark Souls that came out think it was
Mm.
2012. And then I have been playing that, and I have streamed it now, I think, for 22 days.
Oh my
22,
god.
22
Holy.
days. I've had a couple breaks in between. I haven't done all that consecutively. So, but yeah, I think I'm getting close to the end. I've been making progress a lot the last couple of streams. Like I'm finally starting to figure out how to play a little bit, and I'm not good by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not absolute dog shite either. So that's really honestly has been most of what I've been playing. I've done a little bit of stuff off stream too. Like I've played like some of the new Jackbox. Some I've played occasionally I'll play Fortnite with my kid here and there.
Really?
Yeah, he wants to play Fortnite, so I'm like, oh, no, I'll play a couple rounds of Fortnite with him. Just it's like he's like, Dad, will you play some Fortnite with me on the weekend? I'm like, what? I can't say no. No, if that's what he
I'm not
wants to
gonna
do.
that.
I'll play some Fortnite. So I play a little Fortnite, or yeah, that's pretty much. Dark Souls has been most of my gaming. It's been a lot of fun, but it has also led to some extremely frustrating moments, like there were parts in that game where I was stuck in the same spot for like 3 days in a row. Like
Oh god.
I was just in the same area, just freaking just brute forcing my way through the game. And it was painful. It was painful. And I was thankful that I've done all this on Twitch, of course. I've had a very supportive community that has been able to point me in the right direction, the Dark Souls experts, and also to make me laugh when I need to get a laugh, So it's been a fun experience. I didn't think I would enjoy this game as much as I have, because I'm already looking forward to playing one of the next Dark Souls in the not too distant future after this. So
I have this this dream, might I say, not quite a nightmare, but a dream that I'm gonna go to your house one day and I'm gonna be searching for a bathroom, and I'm gonna open up a random closet, and it's gonna be poles and whips and leather and binds, and I'm just gonna realize that, oh my god, no wonder he likes Battletoads and Dark Souls and all of these other games. Glutton for punishment. Like next thing we're gonna find bottles of urine that you've been saving because you just pour it all over yourself whenever you feel like it. Did you ever think that you were gonna get to a point where you were enjoying games like this?
No.
Okay. Have you
I'll be
figured
honest,
out?
I did not.
Have you reverse engineered why you think you enjoy them now?
I don't know. I think my patience has grown a bit as I've gotten older, and whereas when I was younger playing games that required a lot of repetition, I didn't have that same patience. So I think I turned 40 this year, so I feel like yeah, I'm already I'm close.
You made it.
I'm closing in. Yeah, I made it. So I feel like yeah, I think age has brought me not necessarily a ton of wisdomness, but certainly more patience, and having a kid has probably contributed to that as well.
Yeah. I've noticed that in a lot of my cooking. So whereas like before, like let's say like 5, 6, 7 years ago, if I would attempt to make a dish and fuck it up once, it's like, okay, I'm never making that again. You kidding me? I'm going to put myself through this to now where I've made the same mac and cheese probably 30 times now, I'd say, if not more. And it's because every single time trying something else, trying something new, different pan, different heat, different spice, different meat. And it's super rewarding to be able to hit that special spot, to finally hit that one spot where it's super rewarding. And I can definitely see that with video games, to just getting to the point where like, oh man, this feels so good to be able to get through this. And I just think in general, or Dark Souls is a great Twitch game. I think Dark Souls is a fantastic streaming game, which makes it all the more exciting.
Yeah, the community. I've I mean, it's been mostly people that were already in my community, but there's certainly been some people that have showed up for the first time and have stuck around through this whole going through 20 something plus days now of Dark Souls. So it's been an interesting experience. Plus, I know a lot of other streamers that have played through it and beaten it and loved them, love the games, love the series, and there's a lot more out there for me to play through and enjoy. So I'm kind of excited about that. So also, before we go to what Elliot's been playing. What did Casey write? What's on the note?
Oh yeah. So
You
Casey made
piece
a
of-
note.
I didn't realize we got one.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a note today. Yeah,
I cut a
We
deal.
should have-
I cut a deal ahead of time.
This is like the Blues Clues. We got some mail, like that. I don't know what the song is.
Wonder who it's
Mhm.
from.
But yeah, exactly. We need to do a segment like that. Okay, so Jim Jam, you are the bee's knees and also their ankles and toes. Knackers is a cool cat, so cool that he's frozen. Sub-Zero, actually.
Oh, you're a frozen ice cube cat, and I'm bee's knees, ankles, and toes. I got the better end of the deal.
That's
I don't
true.
know. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger from that one fucking
Batman and
movie
Robin?
where, Batman and Robin. What killed
Mr.
the
Freeze?
dinosaurs?
Sub-Zero, baby.
Nah, dude.
The Ice
You're
Age!
frozen. You're frozen somewhere like off in like a mountain somewhere.
Bruh,
Dude. You're,
I am blue. I'm bald. I'm muscular. Like, what else is there to know?
actually, you're one big green-looking blob.
Am I
amorphous
still green?
blob.
You look like the
Yes.
Hulk. Yeah.
Did you
If we're
look?
gonna
I
go with any
posted it in the
superhero.
Crocs channel.
I did, but
and that's what you look like.
when I switched
you're-
cameras a couple minutes ago, was the other camera green too, or did you guys not even notice?
I didn't even know you switched the camera. I
Oh,
just
you
thought
know
you
you look-
turned it off
you-
and on again.
You know what you look like? Any streamer that gets a bunch of RGB lights with an C920. when they first come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Nano
Just
leaves on one wall.
Yeah. just
Everything
one
blown
color.
way
Just-
out.
Oh my god. Where are your nano leaves now, Jimbo?
Well, I moved, remember, and I'm kind of in a temporary setup, probably here for a bit. So I just haven't installed them. I probably will eventually. But they're sitting over here in a drawer, actually.
Hmm.
So
I've had an idea that nobody is allowed to steal, but to take a regular wooden desk,
take
router
a
out the shape
router.
of nano leaves, and then to put a frosted piece of plexiglass over the top. So
Ah.
you wouldn't see any of the defining lines of the nano leaves, but you would still get the diffusion of the light through the desk. But I don't know how I could make that pretty. Having an edge of plexiglass on the top of your desk where your forearms are resting isn't going to be
Yeah.
great either. So I got to figure out like how it would work fundamentally, but still something I want to try one day. We should be
Anyway.
gaming, Bishop.
The past little bit, I've literally, like during COVID, I just slept and then woke up and played Road Company, and then that was basically it. And then went back to sleep. That was pretty much my entire day. So I
That-
just played a bit of Road Company, and then recently I've been playing a ton of Rust, and it was inspired by the streamers playing it, but the way that the streamers and what everyone's seen on Twitch has seen is not Rust. Like that's like the floofy like PG-13 version of Rust. Rust is nothing like that. So if you want that experience, don't play Rust because it's a shithole of like toxic asshole kids. and
Yeah.
just- yeah.
Again, another game where Twitch jumped on the bandwagon. And then, of course, like whenever my girlfriend sees a game, she's like, oh man, that game was so fun. I want to play it. And then I see the experience that people are having. I'm like, I don't want any fucking part of that. Are you kidding me?
yeah. So yeah, those have been my two games. I love Road Company to death. Great game. Just a fun little like arcade shooter.
I like how he's trying to kind of set us
know?
up to believe that in Rust, like he's just this noble fucking person out there
No,
questing.
fuck no.
He's probably toxic as fuck on there too, huh?
Well,
Dude,
wait. When you said
I'll
that
tell-
Twitch was the PG-13 version, are you saying you're the PG version or the R version?
He's
No,
the
no.
X-rated
no,
NC-17
so like,
version.
what
Talking about
I
fucking
mean by
kids'
that,
moms and shit.
yeah. What I mean by that is like the gameplay. Like people are inspired to play games by streamers, right? So like
Yes.
people will be influenced because XQC is playing Rust, and they're like, oh, that's cool. They've got like a storefront, and they're trading and they're talking and experience. Like Rust, you get on, and it's like a bunch of good people going. "Ah!" with like spears stabbing you, and then like telling you that they're gonna fuck your mother and that they want to kiss your lips. And they're like smashing your door down with a rock while like yelling profanities and racist words at you, and you're just like sitting in there. So At first I was like, oh god, this game fucking sucks. It's fun. There's like a bunch of like, it's basically Minecraft.
I mean, from
plus
what you've
plus.
described, it sounds
Yeah.
just absolutely
It's
amazing.
it's yeah. So I found a way to actually have fun in it, and I think that what I end up doing a lot of the time in games like Siege, right? Like I played Siege up to the point that I almost got to Diamond, and then I kind of got like I get tired of like the really competitive stuff and it gets too sweaty, so I try to find another way to have fun because I genuinely enjoy the game. And then what I started doing is I created a Smurf account and I'd play in a game and people would make call outs on my Smurf account. I'd be down in silver. They'd be like, oh, there's a guy back there behind the wall on the left side. And I just go, where? Wait, where? Wait, where? And I would do that over and over again. And it pisses people off to the extent that like they start freaking out. But like I'm playing well, so they can't get mad at me. It's not like I'm just like faking, like I'm not throwing the game away. So
Such a weirdo. This is what you do for
this
fun.
is what I do for fun. So on
You
Rust,
are weird, man. I keep
on
going.
Rust,
Sorry, I just
what I started doing is like no one's friendly in Rust, right? Like no one's friendly at all. The second
no
that they see you, they
no
kill
one's
you.
friendly at like
No.
any of the games you play.
No. It's like playing Siege and trying to make friends with the people on the other team. That's basically what Rust is. But basically, I'll go up to someone's base and like raiding is a big part of Rust. It's kind of like Minecraft. You build a base and then people try to raid you and steal the shit that you have inside of your base. So realistically, most people strategize in the way that they build their bases far away from the other people that are building bases. Now, what I do in Rust is I build directly outside of their base, as close as I could possibly get. And then as they come to my door to knock on my door, I go out the backside of it and I build another base even closer to them. So I completely surround them in small bases, so they have to waste their resources to blow my doors down. And while they do that, I just play really stupid. So, for instance, there's like you have health, you have food, and you have water in Rust. Those are the three things you have to manage. And there's this thing that's a water catcher, and you have to wait for it to rain. It collects water, and you have to drink from that. That's like your main source of water. And you can hear a sound effect when someone's drinking. So I go outside of people's bases, and I'm like, hey, I'm actually really new to the game. Do you guys do you guys have any like food or anything that I could use? And then I see the water catcher, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Hey, it's no worries. I don't need any of your food or anything. I'm just gonna have a little bit of water. And then I open the water thing up and I start drinking. So it's like, look, and I just keep going, right? Because once you get the max water, you can just keep drinking. So I'm just pissing the guy off inside. He's like, that's his resource. And I'm just sitting there going, bloop. And then when he opens his door, I kill him and take all of his shit. So that's how I've realistically been playing Rust, is literally just BMing these shitheads that are like graduating from Fortnite because they're too old for it. Yeah, it's been a really good time. And then I just play dumb, and they
just
like
shit
fall
on
into the
people
trap.
basically for hours at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that's what you do for fun. And then you turn you take your little headset off, and then you go take your little nap.
Yeah, exactly. And then I go to sleep and I
restfully. Yes.
I dream about harassing racist children online. So that's basically
good.
Yeah,
you're doing, really. You're like
an
an anti-hero. You're right, is what you are.
Yeah,
you're kind of an anti-hero.
I'm a modern day saint, basically. If the Catholic Church looked at me in a different light, they would say this is a saint, and they'd paint me on their walls. Yeah, drinking water.
I've been playing a shit ton of Call of Duty Cold War. At least like I always see my Fridays and Saturday nights as like Call of Duty nights. Like we'll get on at 10 p.m. and we'll play until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, just over and over and over. And I am not normally a toxic person in video games. I don't seek out to be purposefully toxic to ruin the experience of other people. However,
he is a sore loser, though.
I'm not.
What a save. Nice shot.
Okay.
What a save.
Rocket League, that strikes a chord. However, we were just talking about this last night while we were playing COD. I will never take the first step in being toxic. But if we load up a COD lobby and then somebody immediately just like, you're all a bunch of fucking dog water, you pussies, I am going to immediately retaliate with a little bit of trash talk myself. However, I can end that round not carrying that hate and anger with me, and I just go on to the next thing. So something.
Do you remember what you told me when I beat you for like the 10th time in a row at Street Fighter? Do you remember what you said?
Okay, I don't.
You said you were going to take my family out for ice cream and burn my house down.
Wait, that means I would have saved them.
Yeah, but then you would have also burned down my house.
And killed all of your
Did I
animals,
really
by
say
the way.
that?
Mhm. You were in a fit of rage.
I was
You
pretty
were in a fit of
fucking
rage. You were
angry.
pretty upset.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing. If you would have said like, hey, this game is brand new, never played it before, let's play each other, I would have been like, okay. But you purposefully brought that game to my house where I was hospitabling you, and you fucking wrecked me over and over, knowing not only did you bring a game that you've played since you were fucking like 1960s old, you gave me Joy-Cons! Fucking Joy-Cons!
Oh yeah. Dude, I made it pretty much about as close to impossible for you to win as it would have been for you. But you know, in my defense, I didn't have it. The Switch was kind of new then, so I didn't really have much in the way of controller options. So
That's true. And then I still cooked you a beautiful steak dinner after that too.
you did. Actually, I don't know. That was a few years back. That was
when Bourbon was
like-
here.
huh?
That's when Bourbon was there too, because we were playing Golf Story. That's the first time we played Golf
That was
Story.
like back in what, 2017, 2018?
Yeah.
2017? Something like that? Yeah. Anyway.
It's 2021 now.
I know.
By the way. And then and you've been at my house since 2017. That's fucked up. I'm saying it's been a long time since I've known you, and it's tripping me up. That's all. Not that like I'm fucked now that you've been in my house.
We're getting a pretty decent profile of who Jimmy is on this podcast. He enjoys getting dominated in other games, getting brutalized, bodied, but he likes going over to other men's houses and bringing the tools to dominate them in front of their family.
Hey, do you have like a room without windows that we can hang out in? Bishop, did you have any additional thoughts about COVID is poopy? I'm crossing off these topics as we're going.
No, it's basically it. What's really annoying is that like I'm a hermit inside and I stay inside the whole time, and I ended up getting COVID anyways. Like Casey and I take it really seriously, and we ended up both getting it. So that was basically it. It's just really frustrating, and it's wear a mask. It's too easy. And hopefully good luck out there, because you were fighting two pandemics. I saw this on I think it was Twitter. We're fighting two pandemics. One is COVID, another one's stupidity. So we can't account for the stupidity.
Have a good life.
Yeah.
Yep. Vaccinated? Anybody yet?
My
Jimmy's
wife is
senior.
My wife is. Shut up. I
didn't catch that at first.
So Texas, the CDC has recommended teachers going in the first group. Being some of the first group. Texas doesn't have us in the first group. Texas, our government took us out. Now, if you already have pre-existing conditions, you're in the first group, but that's anyone with any pre-existing. So basically seniors and people with pre-existing conditions and frontline personnel like nurses, which they should, of course. In my opinion, the frontline personnel, all frontline personnel. But here's a stat that blew my mind. And I don't know if it was like, I think it was like a local stat. But like, it was in my newspaper and it said something like only 55% of the health personnel who've been offered the shot have taken it, like the vaccination. And I was like, 55%? Yo, you could take that shot and stick it through my damn eyeball if you needed to. I'll take the shot. If they told me we can give you the shot, but we need to stick it in your eyeball, it's like, all right, man, you need me to hold it open? You know? Like, how are we doing this? Exactly.
Impale my brain.
You know what? How do we do it? I mean, you couldn't give me that shot fast enough. So that was a statistic that really startled me. But then again, I don't know what that statistic was made of. Like, does that include people who work like in an office setting and that don't actually see patients? Like they said, healthcare workers. I don't know what. Statistics can really be misleading.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I started to get upset about the stat, and I was like, well, I don't really know who they included in the stat and what the. I think part of the issue is with COVID that's been frustrating for everyone is just how slow it's been to with getting the vaccination set up and all that. It's just yeah.
I watched. I'm really uber frustrated because obviously I had COVID, but at the beginning of the whole pandemic back in January, I think it was February. I watched this pastor, and he blessed me through the screen, and I thought that I was supposed to not get it. So
shit, man.
Yeah.
Wrong.
So maybe it's those kind of people that
And did you
maybe they
pay?
were
Wait,
blessed as
did you
well.
pay him money?
No. I think this was a clip.
If you had paid him money, maybe you wouldn't have done it.
Yeah,
Maybe you
that's
wouldn't have gotten
probably
it.
yeah. I think I didn't donate enough, and that
Yeah,
probably
if you
Dude,
donated more to the televangelist, you probably wouldn't have gotten the Rona.
yeah.
Jet fuel is not cheap, man. Not
Yeah.
cheap.
It ain't.
It's true, man.
Next up from Jimmy, the Battletoads bet. Battletoads.
No, he wrote that. That was actually pretty clever. The little pun you tried to make there.
Mhm.
But Battle. It would have been cooler if you wrote Battle Dudes, because it's
Battle
like two
dudes.
dudes
Ooh.
who bet.
Doming.
Right.
You know. But anyway,
Two dudes
so
just betting each other.
last year I made, after I beat Battletoads, I made a bet with Knackers that if he would, I bet him if he could beat the third level of Battletoads, the Turbo Tunnel, before the end of 2020 without dying, then I would get him a game of his choice. And then if he didn't, then he would have to get me a game of my choice. So Knackers was actually on a break, and he had, he was taking a break in December and hadn't actually planned on streaming anymore, and was reminded of this bet a couple weeks before the end of the month. I was like, man, this. I'm thinking to myself, this game is as good as mine. I'm just like, hell yeah, I got free game. And then this punk ass bitch decided he was going to end his break early and come back and start streaming. And he ended up doing it on the second day, right? It was the second stream.
Yeah.
He streamed it the first day for I don't know how many hours.
8 or 9 hours.
Yeah. And then the second day you ended up getting it. And I figured you would after you were so close the first day. And I knew when I made the bet with you, I knew that was an attainable thing. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't going to require you to, it was just going to take repetition. And
Right.
I knew it was, knowing who you were, I figured it would take you anywhere between 8 to 12 hours probably.
And it did. And it did.
But it was cool. And then just to let you guys know the type of person Knackers is, he graciously told me to forget the game and to gift it to someone in my community, in which I have also offered. Just to let you know, I've offered that game to a member of the community, and that individual has not told me what they want back yet, but I will be paying that forward to that person, someone who you know also. So
awesome.
Anyway,
love to hear it.
It was a good time. I'm telling you, dude, you need to play some more retro games. It was entertaining. And I'm not saying you necessarily have to. I know you could beat Battletoads. I bet you could beat Battletoads in less days than me, too.
I don't know about that one. That was really difficult to get down. Like, not just motor movement, but mentally, to get yourself to be defeated by these fucking pixels over and over and over again. It's so demoralizing.
It can be, yeah.
Oh my God. But again, beating that turbo tunnel level without dying, and just like finally, I cannot believe that I died on the last barrier, like multiple runs in a row. Just
I know,
getting through the entire thing. I wonder.
It gave you a little taste of what it must be like to be a speedrunner, you know?
Oh my God.
They'll go through it inside, and then make one mistake, and they've already been playing it for 30 minutes, and they just boop, reset. 30 minutes just gone.
Yeah, I don't get speedrunners. I don't get why they love that.
I get them. I could never do it myself. Like, I can't. I marvel. There's a few. There's a speedrunner on my stream team named Yo Josh Arino, and I marvel at the things that guy does, because he can do things most people can't do, like playing a game and speedrunning Dark Souls using only one hand on a controller.
No shit.
Dark Souls 3. He speedruns Sekiro. At one point, I think he's been as high as number 5, 6, or it was single digits. It was 5, 6, or 7, like in the world at Sekiro, and speedrunning that game. And it's like, I watch his streams, and he usually, and I've noticed this with a lot of speedrunners, and I know this is a common thing in the speedrunning community if you watch any speedrun channels, but a lot of speedrunners like to play like classical music or kind of calming music in the background as they play, and they might have the sounds of the game, but all the music of the game is off.
Okay.
And they kind of like get into a little bit of a rhythm, I guess, when they speedrun the game. Again, my brain doesn't work in the way a speedrunner's brain works.
Same.
So I could never see myself doing it. It's entertaining to me to watch, though. I guess I should say it fascinates me, because it's something I could never see myself doing. I don't have the talents, just the talent to be doing these precise things over and over and over again in the same game. Nor do I have the ability to just stay rigidly playing the same game, not just the same game, but the same sections of a game over and over and over for time. I just don't have that. To me, isn't enjoyable, but it is cool to watch people who are good at it do it.
Right.
You know.
I guess I know that they don't do it for the fame or like the recognition, because their speedrunning does not transcend into any other industry or at all. It's like speedrunning is such a very niche thing, and it is self-contained within our industry. And it doesn't go anywhere else. So like your speedrunning skills and accomplishments do not, like your credits do not transfer to another university. And so you know that they either just have an extreme love for the game, or they love the extreme challenge. Again, things that I can't even begin to fathom. But I do appreciate like watching the speed running games done quick things every year. It's so
That's
awesome.
what actually the GDQ is what got me into watching streamers who speed run. Like I had no interest really that much in watching speed runs of stuff, and it kind of changed my opinion on that. You know?
Yeah, it's like
I'm sure I'm not alone in that.
When's the next one?
When I was a kid, I probably spent like 600 hours playing Banjo-Tooie, and like seeing me run into a wall 20 times trying to figure out how the hell to do it, and then seeing a guy just do it in half a second, you're
Effortlessly.
But yeah, effortlessly. I think that's really interesting. A lot of people, because most players don't like, they're never going to get to that level of any stage of just being able to solve something right away. So being able to see someone effortlessly complete something that you completed right over an hour is like you're like, oh my god, that's amazing.
So it looks like they just had a GDQ at the beginning of January that I completely
that
missed.
was, well, I think a lot of people did, because I mean, I know they made a good amount of money still off for the charity, but I think since it's no longer a live event, and I mean it's live, but it's not in a single location, and they're showing the gameplay, and then they're showing the streamer with like a webcam, and I've seen some that they may be the most amazing speedrunner, but their audio video leaves a lot to be desired. And you know what I mean? As somebody who, you guys know, I mean, you guys take a lot of pride and effort in your AV as well as I do, you know, and except obviously for my, you know, webcam, because I don't use a webcam anymore. But I think, I mean, it makes sense. They don't use it. You know, they don't give a shit. For them, the main thing is the focus is the game. So I think that's kind of going to be one interesting technical side. Imagine, okay, this is the speed run that's going, and then like the producers of them are getting them all set up to go, and they're like trying to get their freaking microphone to stop peaking and all the shit, you know, the sounds that are coming through. I think that's probably pretty common in this, you know, in that.
I feel those people's pain on a molecular level, because like when we have clients of ours that exist within the environments that we control, right? They have a computer at the office, it's up to date, it's monitored, it's managed, we control everything. And then during COVID, all of these people went home and then attempted to use their home computers to do their work. And us trying to survive and make $1 to keep the company doors open, we have to work with that end user in order to make their home computer work with the work environment.
And every setup is different. Everyone's got a different, I mean, it's,
Oh,
everybody's
I haven't turned this on. Like, excuse me, ma'am, can you check to see if the lights are on in the front? Oh yeah, I see a slot that says floppy, and there's a couple blinking lights underneath. It's like,
if you got someone saying floppy, that's not a good thing.
Jesus Christ. So I feel for those people who are trying to, and Elliot, I know you've Docs, I know that you've probably dealt with this too, of trying to arrange
I did it earlier.
These races, and everybody's in their home setups, and one thing you just can't predict is the hardware that they have in their house, and sometimes you're like, I'm sorry, you're just too shitty. I can't work with you.
Yeah. The interesting thing is like so like with some of the events we do, like Valorant and Call of Duty events and stuff like that. But can
we just pause for 1 second?
Yeah.
Everybody, I need everyone to lean in close and look at your webcams, please. Directly into them. Directly into your webcam. Okay. Now smile. Big smile. I want everyone to appreciate. Okay, this is to make all the people who listen to this later, all 7 of you, who listen to this later. I want you to be jealous. What everyone's seeing right now is the strongest mustache game that's ever appeared collectively on this podcast.
That-
And I
This is
just
what you're
shaved
seeing
mine,
right
too.
now. It is, I mean, it's magnificent. I mean, I've got a little bit, I'm rocking a little bit of a Celic over here. It looks like, I think Knackers maybe, who you trying to model yours after?
Doc Holliday,
I like it. Okay, so a little, who was the actor that played him? Val Kilmer, right?
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer. And then Bish, what we got there for you, huh?
You know, I want to leave it up to you, Jimmy, to decide, because you historically speaking, you know the people in the world that have rocked this mustache, and I'm just rocking
know
it
the
because
world.
I'm lazy. Yeah, you know the
Yeah,
world, dude.
Who does he look like?
You know the world, dude.
It's a good question. Now, it totally changes based on the fact that he's not wearing a beanie right now, and he's just got the the little floof
Can you
thing going.
can you cover your chin? Cover your chin and your cheeks with your hand.
Like this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I may need
Maybe
some help
come
from
down here.
chat.
I'm gonna need
Chat?
help from Weenie because she is like the movie trivia king.
He would probably know. Oh shit! You know who he looks like? Fucking what's it? God, what's
Reynolds?
his name? He's in. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna put it in the chat room. 'Cause I know the movie he's in. I'm gonna find him.
Okay.
I'm gonna
This is
show
kind of a
you.
Burt Reynolds-y kind of mustache.
I would
think.
say so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very thick.
Yeah. Definitely got some Burt Reynolds looking shit going
Yeah,
on. Let me find the actor, and you gotta totally agree with me.
Yep.
I think maybe you might not. Where the fuck is it?
Bishop. Hold on. I'm nutting.
Okay, holding. I'm
Look
holding,
at the camera and then just freeze frame. Okay. Sir, you were looking at the LCD screen on your camera, not looking at the lens.
No, I'm looking directly into the lens.
You were
the asshole of it.
You look.
I'm
You're gonna
literally-
look at this
It's right
screenshot.
here.
All right, fair.
Wait,
What-
is that? Oh, is it because it's a wide angle? Do I have to look at like a different part of it, like the bottom side?
Okay, no. Okay, maybe you were looking. Maybe you were looking in the right place.
Maybe it just cockeyed, dude. Maybe it just got googly fucking eyes, dude. I don't know.
It's so funny because I do a shit ton of video calls with people for work, and you can I can totally tell when people are just staring at themselves and not looking at the camera or anything else. The trained eye. Okay, saving that screenshot. Thank you. I'm gonna post that to Twitter and say, hey, who does our beautiful friend look like?
That's a good idea. Why can't I find this stupid actor's name?
What movie are you thinking of?
Gettysburg. He's like one of the generals. He's got like a kind of a long droopy. He's an older guy, and now I can't remember what character he played.
Wait, hold on.
Can't remember.
Hold on.
We need a
Copy
face
image.
mash, but for mustaches.
Wait, I'll put this in chat, Jimmy. This one. Hopefully this
What you
doesn't lead to porn.
Okay.
This is
Yes, that
it.
dude.
I don't even. Sam
I
Elliott.
can't remember
Is that
what
his name?
Yes, Sam Elliott. Thank you, Sam
He
Elliott.
has the same name as me. Oh,
That is
Yes.
the youngest I have ever seen Sam Elliott.
But I see that image, and I think that's what that would look like if you grew that
if
out
it kept
some.
going, okay.
Yes.
Have you seen Sam Elliott in A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga? It's not as
no.
you
No,
guys
I've
haven't
never
seen that movie?
No,
I've
heard
never
of it.
seen
I've heard of it.
anything with Lady Gaga.
It's a fucking fantastic movie. I actually
Okay. Feel like you surprised. I love it when people say they're surprised and no one's seen a movie because it's like, how many fucking movies come out like every month?
I know, but
Okay.
not movies as
Wait,
spectacular
you didn't see
as A
movie
Star
that
Is
had
Born.
Lady Gaga in it? What?
And Bradley fucking Cooper.
I can't believe you.
I think I watched it.
You what? Shut up.
I think I watched it on the way back from TwitchCon. I watched it on the plane and I cried. I cried a little bit.
I bet you did cry.
It's a great movie. Chat, can anybody fucking back me up that A Star Is Born is
No
a
one
wonderful
can back
flick?
you up. Just
Please,
let's go to the next topic. Let's go to the next topic.
Somebody back me.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
See?
Nobody cares.
cares.
Wait, can I go back to the what I was gonna say? Because you said, Elliot, yeah, you work for the you know.
Yeah,
about
go
it."
ahead, please.
When it
We were
comes to
done talking
technical
about
stuff-
this.
Yeah. I look like Sam Elliott. I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
the
The young Sam Elliott.
So with esports now, it's a little bit different because a lot of people that are competitive players are trying to stream. So some of them have webcams. So like running like a Call of Duty or Valorant event, it's actually a little bit easier to get someone's face on cam. It is a nightmare, right? So yes, it's a fucking nightmare, and a lot of the time that the people's qualities and stuff, like you have like a guy that's using a C920 and it's 4x3, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know why that's happening. It's like, oh my god, you have to explain everything. The thing that's even worse is racing in esports, because they're all like real world drivers, like the Fittipaldis and you name it, the
Guggenheims, the Jibble Jabs,
the
yes.
Jibble Jabs, every
Yes,
every
all
like
those
racing
famous
name,
racers that I
and
know
they know
of.
nothing about fucking computers, and it's
course
the
not.
worst thing ever.
They know shit
'Cause
ton about cars, though.
yeah, they know everything about cars and they can drive the shit out of them, but when it comes to computers, they're like, yeah, it's almost impossible.
My brain tells me that
Mhm.
there's probably some racers that are the best racers in the world that do not understand how cars work. They just know
Yeah.
how to drive.
No, 100%. Yeah. There's good drivers that don't know anything about what they're driving, but they know how like physically the car feels. They're like, oh, the car, it has the understeering to turn number one.
Is it any different with streamers on Twitch?
No, it is
no
not.
different. No,
Think
that's
about it. I mean,
that's a
you
great
guys
analogy.
are way above the average end user. I would say I'm above average,
Mm-hmm.
mildly, a little.
You're like, yeah, you're an old man.
I'm a little above. Maybe I'm average. All right. Okay.
It's just when
Well,
you're here, we're
we're
bring
here.
we're
Bring it down. You
bring it
guys
down
are here. I'm down here. But anyway, but I think that's a good thing is even the internet makes it intuitive enough that with a little bit of initiative, even somebody who's not that knowledgeable can make things happen, you know? And that's what's so cool about this platform. Fuck, man, I knew nothing about computers from a hardware putting anything together perspective until I started streaming on Twitch in 2015.
Well, it's like you never have the motivation to ever figure out like end-to-end audio setup unless you have like a use case for it, right?
Right.
So like having an objective to get towards, like, oh, I want to have better quality. Like you don't know how to actually make that happen, but you might figure out how to lace up a computer with a webcam using a DSLR,
Right.
Or a webcam as a DSLR. So if you have a use case and like an objective, you can like get right in there and figure it out. Most people don't have those objectives though, so they never have the need to figure out how to program or how to understand even the menial piece of technology they keep in in their pocket. I guess that's not menial.
They just need to be live with audio and a camera and gameplay, and that's it.
Next on the list, the Twitch tax forms are out.
So this was kind of just a PSA to any streamers who are affiliates on Twitch. Earlier, I think in the weekend, Twitch officially sent out the tax forms. So if you made over a certain amount of money, that money isn't necessarily like a set amount, but you should have gotten a email. Now, if you're wondering why you haven't gotten an email, you need to go into the affiliate part of your Twitch settings and check to see what email that you signed up as a Twitch affiliate with. That's where the forms are getting sent to. If you already have an Amazon account that you use to buy things and it is not the same email, then you're going to have an Amazon account and you're going to have an Amazon Tax Central account as well. There is always an insane amount of confusion regarding getting tax forms. And if you can't get them, trying to get to them with the support team is absolute dog shit. It is dog water, as I'd like to say.
At least they got it out on time this year.
Right. They way ahead of time.
They were way late last year.
Oh my God.
Remember?
So, yep. Oh yeah. That was like February. It was like late February.
It was bad. It was really late. But it didn't matter anyway because all taxes got postponed because of COVID. So.
And this year too, they got postponed this year.
Did they really?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
it's not normal tax days in April.
Not that
really?
I don't want to say 100%, but I had somebody at work tell me that the tax season was delayed again.
Yo, I'm gonna do it though because I'm pretty sure I'm still gonna get a return this year. So.
Nice.
Yeah, this will be my last return for another year or two, though. Oh. The property taxes, because I'm not paying on property taxes anymore.
Should we just briefly go over how to pay your taxes too?
Dude, that's an absolute yes. Let's become
Go through it.
liable.
Let's make it a total boomer.
Yeah,
Make it a boomer podcast. All right, guys. We're going to talk about the 1040 EZ.
You're gonna need a 1099 to start that one out. So
Today
make
on the
sure
Everybody, go
you
get a
podcast-
sharpened
908.
pencil. Go get a sharpened pencil. Come on back. Come on back.
Yeah, let's do our SATs.
Pause
while we're
it.
at it,
Get
I
a
guess.
sharpened pencil.
Gotta fill in those bubbles. Fill in them bubbles, dude.
Let me just sign up. I made like $11 on Twitch. All right, let me just
But no,
pen that in.
it's good. It's good, general. For if you stream and obviously, like streaming. When I started streaming, when Knacker started streaming, probably for you too, Bish. They didn't have the affiliate program. They didn't have. I mean, you would still have to do it for tips and stuff. But if you were not a partner, like you weren't getting anything. So it's a kind of a new thing. And even for me, like my Twitch stream didn't really become that. You know, I didn't really make much in the term of income off of Twitch until this last year, really. You know, so just make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. Look at and cross-reference wherever you have your stuff deposited. There's a lot of other resources out there for this, but make sure you don't try and fuck around with your Twitch taxes. Use that.
Aren't taxes kind of fucking stupid in like the greater scheme of things? It's like the government saying to you, "Hey, we know exactly how much you made, but you're gonna tell us how much you made."
Yeah.
So see if
Well,
you're
see, in
lying
other
to us.
countries, they tell you what you made, and this is where your
Yeah.
taxes are gonna be and why. It is kind of weird, man. It's a fucked. I know.
Yeah,
But that's
you tell us how much you made. We know what you made,
the
but if you
United
get
States
it wrong, we're
tax
gonna
laws
fucking
are
kill
so
you.
arcane and ridiculous that
Yeah.
it's just a joke.
Yeah.
And they're
So-
literally still running Windows XP systems at IRS
Yeah.
headquarters to make it all work. So yeah, just a couple random tips. Again, make sure that you can get access to your tax forms as early as possible, because every streamer in the world is going to reach out to support come April 12th to try and do that. 2, know that there's going to be 2 separate forms. One is going to be your Twitch income from subs, and then the other is going to be the Twitch income from cheers. They are 2 separate line items. Keep that in mind. And yes, make sure you claim everything that you made on PayPal as well. If the amount of money that Twitch says you made from subs is different than what you made from subs, just know that that's a thing. And sometimes
Always go with the higher amount.
I would say go with whatever Twitch says that they paid you. But that is not
No.
professional advice.
I would always go with whatever the higher. I just report because I have exact record of what I get.
Right.
And I have like the last couple of years, what I'm showing has been a little bit higher than what Twitch has shown on that form, and I've reported the higher amount because I can show what I'm having on that record.
Let's
Good on you. I
see.
wouldn't have done that shit, and I
There
definitely
goes
didn't do that shit.
I mean, it wasn't that much higher. It was like $200 higher. It wasn't like it was a lot of money.
My first year of being an affiliate, I made $900, and Twitch claimed that I only made like 500. I'm like, what the? How?
Oh, dude, the first one I got from them was so low. I was like,
Yeah, they definitely fucked
it's
up.
not correct.
Yeah.
Like, I know I made more than $400 because I was receiving hundreds of dollars a month for the first several months. So I'm
Yep.
like, you're telling me I made $400 in the last 6 months? I made that in the last like 2 or 3. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I
So
mean, I'll take it, boo.
I typed it in that year too because I was new and didn't. But this last year, I just went off my own records and instead of what Twitch gave me and went with a higher number.
None of us are tax professionals. Like Jimmy said, there are
Yeah.
fantastic resources out there. Streamer Square is actually a
real good
place
one.
that has two staff members that are accountants. Like literally all they do is money shit for streamers. And I want to say the show that they run is called Your Brand, Your Business. And they actually
Something
have
like
a show on Streamer. Actually, they're not doing any live shows right now. But again, fantastic resources over at streamersquare.com. So check it out.
I mean, you can either listen to what they say or you can trust us. and
Right, dude. Just
you know.
trust us, man.
yeah.
Well, dude,
You don't need to
TurboTax.
go over there and listen to what they're saying. We know what we're talking about.
Next on the list, multi-track OBS Knackers is wrong. Insert Donald
Yeah.
Trump saying here. I'd love to hear it. Wrong.
Wrong.
You wrong.
Explain
Um,
yourself.
So while we were gone, there's a lot of shit that happened. It seems.
Yeah,
like.
I'm gonna
Like,
go
it
get a
feels
drink
like-
because I don't really give
yeah,
a fuck about OB episode.
Yeah. So while we were gone, on the podcast hiatus. It feels like every time we take a break, there's like a bunch of shit that pops up,
Yeah.
especially Twitch related. We just got some fingers. That's
The
fucking
fuck
great.
is that?
It's all right. I've reset up my RSS feeds for news ingesting, so we're not going to miss a thing
yeah.
ever again.
Yeah, exactly. So for some reason, like whenever we leave, it's time to like pop off and Twitch changes a bunch of shit. But what's crazy is like obviously there was all the DMCA shit. That's like a whole like realization that you can't steal other people's content and play it and then make money on it. Wow, crazy. That's mind blowing for many people to understand. But like we were talking about with streamers, many of them don't really realize a lot of this stuff and they don't really care. So OBS actually integrated an option, and Twitch worked with them to be able to have multi-track recording. So you can have one track that heads to your stream, so your live content, and then Twitch actually takes the second track and then plays that back through your VOD. So for instance, you can select whether your desktop and your microphone are routed into, you know, channel 1 or channel 2 for that recording, and you can actually remove your desktop or your Spotify or your microphone or whatever you want to choose through OBS to basically prevent that from being saved in the recording on Twitch, which is a positive because it removes the incriminating evidence from Twitch, and it also gives you an option. It's actually really cool. There's a lot of like use cases for it. There's you could remove like your alert sounds. You could have like text to speech that is removed for your VODs. You could remove music or desktop audio for your VODs if you're stripping your content directly from Twitch to YouTube. So there's a lot of cool things that actually it's a really awesome thing that having multi-track recording on Twitch is it's great. But I think the most relevant thing in the time that it was released was for DMCA, so people can play music and it's not saved in your VODs. Now, this doesn't prevent you from getting DMCA'd if you're playing your music to the second track that's not ending up in the VODs, but you're removing a section from Twitch that is incriminating yourself for playing that music. So you would basically, it leaves the onus on the music company to catch you in a live stream to be able to DMCA you.
It's like you're walking down a hallway, right? And at the end of the hallway is the diamond you're trying to steal. And there are security cameras, and then there are lasers. And what we've basically done is just removed the security cameras. There's still lasers that might catch you if you misstep, but it's just less dangerous than it was before.
Yeah, exactly. So an even better analogy is that remove the lasers completely. You have a security camera. There's a guy sitting and watching the security camera, and there's 50 security cameras in front of him. And then there's a recording box that's recording that security camera. The recording box is now gone, but the guy that's still watching you walk down the hallway will still catch you, right? If you do it illegally. Now,
but also, that guy is Hassan, and he's too busy accepting fucking news from Twitch girls.
Exactly. So you have millions of these streams happening at once. So basically, by OBS doing this and Twitch doing this, at first it was kind of like a bit of a ruse, and people were going back and forth, and we didn't know all the details. But it actually gives you the opportunity to play music that if you think you have the license or the opportunity to play. So for instance, if you have like someone comes to your chat and they're like, hey, you shouldn't do this, first of all. But if someone comes to your chat and they're like, hey, I just made a new song, can you play this and give me your genuine thoughts on it? You can actually have YouTube routed, or your Chrome browser routed to a output device into OBS, play the video. And if all of a sudden it's Mariah Carey, then you're like, oh, fuck. You have to close it down. It's not saved to your VODs, and you're safe to a certain extent, unless UMG is sitting there looking at you going, oh my God, you played fucking 5 seconds of Mariah Carey. I'm going to DMC your entire channel, and all of your money you've made in the past 6 months, it's ours now. So the reason I added this is because it's a really interesting. It's a really powerful tool for a lot of things. Like I mentioned, if you're a YouTuber and you just want to pull your VODs directly from Twitch and put them on YouTube, you can remove specific things if you're playing music. If you ever want to clip anything, I actually haven't tested this myself because I haven't streamed since they added this, but I actually don't know if the clipping actually comes from your VODs, like a segment of your VODs,
It does.
or if it comes from the live. Oh,
it does.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So
if you have something, if you have a part of your VOD that gets muted, I was under the impression that the clip ended up being muted as well.
Okay.
But I'm not 100%. I would have to check on that.
Okay. So what's interesting is that if someone clips something, you can actually remove the background sound and just have it be your voice. Or depending on how you set your tracks up. So this actually led me. Casey's always had audio issues with her stream. She's had different mixers, different stuff. And for Christmas, I wanted to solve that problem. So I got her a new mixer. I got her one with like AUX outputs, and I did a bunch of research trying to find like the right mixer for like the right price without going something crazy like the Go XLR. Because my opinion has always been that the Go XLR is an overpriced piece of garbage that's marketed to streamers. That you could go and get some other bullshit off of like some audio website and solve those problems. That opinion has completely changed recently. I'm
sorry.
I can't hear you over my money. Sorry.
My $500 audio board, my soundboard. But basically, what I was trying to solve for Casey is like how to have both of her audio streams sent to her streaming PC separately, so she could like mitigate the different channels for the recording, right?
Right.
And what I found is that there's not actually a lot of mixers that can solve that problem realistically that aren't $500 or $400.
Right.
So my opinion, I've talked about this on the podcast a lot. I always talk shit to Jimmy and shit on him, just decimate him, make him feel like garbage, just trash, dog water, hot dog water, no earnings.
Let's get to the part where you say I was right.
Urinal cakes.
So the Go XLR is actually a solid product for solving this problem because they have solved this for dual PC streaming in a way that no other mixer is able to achieve without using like some roundabout bullshit ways of doing it. So I'm sorry, Jimmy. This whole thing has come to this. I'm sorry, Jimmy, for shitting on you and your $500 waste of money garbage mixer. And you were right. The Go XLR is actually a pretty solid product. If you're dual PC streaming, if you're single PC streaming, don't use it.
I am dual PC streaming.
Yeah, my man.
Sort of. My console represents my other PC.
No, you don't get to put yourself in that fucking category. Don't you dare.
Shame. You know, I was this is just an observation from me to internet. Lately, as you guys know, I recommend the Go XLR, even though it didn't work for me personally. Lately, every time I see the Go XLR mentioned on Twitter, it's them getting shit on. Whether it is the lack of support, the lack of updates, they have not tweeted anything since November 2020. Like they
All
are
I can
just
say is this, man. I have gotten. I mean, I don't know. Your mileage might vary. Ever since I got this device, about it's a little over a year now. It's the best device I've had for my stream.
Oh yeah.
Like, I honestly think, But I mean, again, your mileage varies depending on what you need it for and what you use it for. And I love the quick soundboards. I love the being able to monitor levels on the fly. I love the voice changer capability. I love everything about it. I love the quick mute button, the big fat mute button. The big fat.
Robotic.
I want to pretend like I'm saying mother. You know what I mean? And all the things that you can do with this device. Is it pricey? Sure. Do most streamers need it? No. I felt like where I was at after streaming for at that point over 4 years, it was a good buy for me for what I wanted to do with it. And I'm glad I did. I did. I think it's helped me.
It's got all of the features that you need to stream. It's thought for, and this is like an ad for fucking Go XLR at this point, but basically it has all of the shit thought out that you could get in any other, like there's a bunch of mixers that can do a lot of the similar shit. The one that I found that can do exactly what the Go XLR can do is literally this big.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like
it's
$1,200.
It's simplicity in a small package is what I like.
Yep.
You because I used to have a bigger setup too, where I had a mixer and then I had the preamp. I had a 286, that I sent to you, and I feel like while all that hardware setup is great and you get great audio content, I still couldn't do all the things I wanted to do. I would needed a voice changer and all that. And I didn't want to have to do a separate setup for all that. I wanted an all-in-one component, and they were offering that, and it's been great for me. I really have had very few problems with it.
Yeah,
use code Knackers at checkout.
I still so fucking wish that it would have worked for me. And it might work for me one day, and I still recommend it to people. It's just disappointing to see such an amazing product seem to sort of fall by the wayside as far as the company itself is concerned. And I don't know if it's because
they're working on the next big thing.
I
or
would
they're
not be
having
surprised to see a 2.0 version of this product in the not too distant future. Like, because they had the Go XLR Mini come out, and that was it's still another good product for especially I think if you're a newish streamer and you're looking for an all-in-one interface for an XLR microphone, the Go XLR Mini is a great product. It
Yep.
really is.
Absolutely.
I don't think I could recommend that enough. You don't necessarily need all the bells and whistles on a full Go XLR. For most streamers, I really don't think you do. So
Yeah, there's I just find it odd, and I'm the same. Like I have the same inclinations as you, Jimmy, where like I think that they're working on the next big thing, but
Yeah.
it's so odd to me. It's a massive red flag to see a lack of being involved with streamers, a lack of being on Twitter, a lack of support, like all of those things just ominously missing. They're red flags for me because I see what they've done to other companies when they start to pull away like that. So I hope that's not the case, because the Go XLR still needs like a good amount of work done as far as like quality of life stuff goes. But it's still an amazing piece of product. I still recommend it. As you guys know, I've had Kick Tripod on the podcast probably this a couple months ago now, and he is now working with a new company that's developing another audio interface for streamers, and I am super fucking excited to hear what
I know
they've
that
been
guy's
working
very
on.
knowledgeable. I like that podcast you had him on. He's sharp. He's a sharp dude.
Yep, I like that guy a lot.
So.
Next up, Cyberpunk botched release experiences.
Yeah, so I know we all know that, and this happened since really the last podcast or right around the last podcast. Cyberpunk released when? When did it release?
November sometime, like
was
November
November.
18th or something.
It was
Who
right around the
cares?
time we had the last
Who
podcast.
cares? Who knows?
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Dead game.
It was
Dead game.
the most hyped game since No Man's Sky, probably. And unfortunately, it needed more time to be cooked. I played it personally on console. I started playing it on the Xbox One X, which is like the improved version of the Xbox One.
Yeah.
It was basically a stable 1080p 30 on the Xbox One X on release. That's like the good older Xbox. And then I played it on the Series X, and you can basically play it in either performance mode, which is like 1440 at 60 or ish, or not. I don't even know if it's that. It might be 1080 60 is performance mode, or 4K 30 in non-performance mode. And they haven't put out the new console update for it yet. I guess the only reason I'm not really, I know you guys haven't really played it much. The reason I'm mentioning it is it's a big disappointment, and I think it's probably going to get fixed. I really do. I hope it has the same sort of outcome that No Man's Sky has had, because it's seen a lot of success since its release. But man, I'm glad. I mean, I bought the game. I didn't pre-order it or anything. I bought it thinking, I was going to have a good time, and I did. I was having a lot of fun until I made it to a mission where it glitched out. I couldn't complete the mission. I would have had to go back and repeat like a couple hours of gameplay to redo it all. And that's when I just stopped playing. I was just like, well, I'll wait till they do the console update for the next gen consoles.
Yeah.
Because like it's basically playing on backward compatibility mode on the Xbox Series X. It hasn't been updated yet. And I know on the computer you can have better. And I'm gonna use this as a side little note about myself. I'm gonna do a little flex here. I was able to secure a 3070 RTX card. Last week. I followed this guy on Twitter who does these updates. It's like Wario64 on Twitter, and he tweeted out that they went live at Best Buy. It was like a 1 minute before, so I pulled up Best Buy at work. I saw the 3070 I wanted. It was the EVGA one that was still open. It put me in the queue, and then like a minute later, I've been doing this at Best Buy forever. It always says keep waiting. It popped back open blue and said add to cart. I clicked that bitch. It put it in the cart. It said you have 10 minutes to complete your transaction. I was like, yes, I got a 3070, man, for retail.
Wow, nice.
So
nice,
I mean,
nice.
I ended up paying for this card like a little over $600.
Not bad.
And they're going for, I looked it up. The same card's going on eBay for over $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yep.
So I'm I'm over the moon, man. I'm excited. I feel like that's gonna give my computer probably another at least a couple more years of life. Because I have a 1080 and a 2700X, and the 2700X is chugging along just fine. I think a 1080 if I had to choose between video card or CPU, what I need to upgrade first, it's my video card. So I'm excited about it.
Have you guys ever been in a relationship where you have emotionally detached yourself 3 months before the actual breakup, so that like the breakup itself wasn't as bad when it finally came?
Probably, but it's been so long that I don't remember.
Right. You've been getting the good shit for too long to remember all that shitty shit.
Yeah.
I am so glad, and no disrespect to the devs, I am so glad I stopped giving a shit about that game 6 months ago, because I fucking knew. I'm not gonna say that I called it, but I felt it.
No, you called it. We all kind of called it. We all thought it was sus, to use a common term that kids use today. That they pushed it back like who does a 3-week delay before it release? Like, what is 3 weeks gonna do? That right there, that was red flags all over when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, this game is nowhere near ready.
It makes
as soon
me
as I
sad.
saw them do that,
I'm
knew
honestly,
they wanted the developers wanted it released by Christmas. They wanted a bunch of copies of Cyberpunk sold the holiday season. That's the bottom line. And it should have never been released for current gen consoles, which are now old gen consoles, right? It should have never been released in the state it was. I saw some videos, dude, from multiple sources. I'm sure many of y'all did too. Did you see how fucking terrible it was for base PS4 and Xbox Ones?
yeah.
Did you see how bad it looked?
Yeah.
And played?
Looking like
It
Jack
was
and
getting
Daxter.
less than 30 frames per second at 720, man.
So
It
okay,
was
what's
so
what's
bad.
the second to last Xbox console?
What do you mean?
The one that
The
I
360?
have. The One XS, right?
Xbox One.
Well, you have the
X?
Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X.
Which is the 4K version.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you have the Xbox Series X and Series S, which are out now.
How
I mean,
fucking confusing could they make that? By the way,
I don't
That's
know.
so
Wait.
Microsoft.
Oh
That's
my
so
God. The
Microsoft.
only
It's-
people who make it more confusing are the people that are in charge of naming fucking USB. Like, God damn.
Yeah.
So anyways, I still want to play the game, and I will play the game. I'm not going to be playing it on stream. I'm going to try and keep this for an off-stream thing. But holy shit. We could spend hours talking about Cyberpunk. And I don't like to be the guy that said, "Oh, I told you so." But like, for me, anecdotally, I just knew I need to remove myself from this hype
game
party.
needs at least, it probably needs, realistically, it's probably not even going to be worth playing until near summertime, because
Yep.
that's how much work this game still needs.
That's
They're
cool
gonna
with
be-
me.
And I will probably not pick it up again until at least the spring, because it'll be that long until it's all been updated and patched for next gen. And that's okay, because I'm the same way. I don't plan on playing a lot of this on stream. I will play some on stream, just some like side missions and stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's, from what I play, I'm telling you, it's a fun game. It really is fun. It's just the fun is going to stop at some point, because you're going to get pissed off because it glitched out on you.
It's kind of like when GTA 5 released on I think it was Xbox 360 at
Ooh,
first.
yeah.
When I played that, I remember I was playing with a buddy and there was a ton of glitches and like loading times took fucking forever.
Oh God, the loading times on GTA 5 on 360 were horrendous.
4 to 5
They were like
minutes.
two to 3 minutes long at least.
One of
It was
the staples
crazy.
of
I
GTA,
thought my console was broken. I was like, oh my God, did it break?
remember the install that you had to do when you got the CD? You had to install the thing. It took like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
But like with GTA, one of the things that really threw me off at first was like one of the staples of the entire legacy of Grand Theft Auto is like your garage saves your car. Like you park your car in the garage. You could get like the ice cream truck in GTA 3 and slam it in with like 10 other cars and like really just trap it inside the garage. And if the garage door shut, those cars were saved. And what kept throwing me off with GTA 5 is like I'd try to save a car, garage door would shut, I'd log back on the next day, and the car would be gone. And that alone killed the game for me. Like I couldn't get over that piece. So what's funny is with Cyberpunk, I never played Witcher. I never played any of the other games that the developer put out. So
God,
I
you need to
didn't
play
have the
Witcher
hype.
3.
Yeah, I didn't have the hype, right? So I was just sitting there. I was like, okay, cool. And then like I think it was like 2 or 3 days before the game release, they put out a new trailer for the game showing like the different paths that you could live. And I was like, oh, that's actually sick. Like this looks like cool. So I actually missed out on like all the pre-hype for the years to come. I
Mm.
remember seeing like the stuff with Keanu Reeves and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like this just looks like a whatever, right? I don't care. And then I saw that and I was like, oh, that's cool. I actually own the game. I played on PC. I have a 3080 EVGA one.
Flex.
And I played it. Yeah, huge flex. I actually have two, believe it or not.
Fuck!
I got two for retail. I mean, come on. But I played it and I was just kind of like, okay. And I played it like 2 or 3 days and I was like, okay, like there's some glitches and stuff here and there. Oh, the driving's kind of fun. And then I was like, stop playing it. There was no like direct reasoning. I didn't run into as many glitches. I thought it was kind of funny that people were trying to play it on like the original Xbox One and having problems. And then I just stopped caring. So I think you're right, Jimmy. Wait. It's like one of those games where you buy it, it sucks, asshole, kind of sucks the life out of it, but maybe down the line it'll come back to life and resurrect
I
itself.
honestly think that there's too much talent at that. They're gonna fix it. It's gonna be fun, but realistically, it's probably gonna be late spring or early summer before it's worth playing, because at that point they will have ironed out all the issues they've been having. So that would be my recommendation. I know people that have played it that have had a lot of fun with it and have invested hours. I'm not trying to take any of that away, but most of the people that I've talked to, again, this is totally anecdotal, have, like me, have not been able to enjoy the experience because if they've encountered some type of game-breaking bug or something that has meant they've had to reload a game from way before to get it working again. And that, to me, that's not a finished product experience, you know? So I think it will be good in a few months, and I look forward to playing it in a few months. But for me right now, I'm just gonna wait until it's been optimized, and I'm good to play it again. You know.
Yep.
Quick question: the reply feature in Twitch chat, is that something that you have to turn on for your channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where?
Yes, there is a I don't remember where, but I know there is a place somewhere to fuck with it. I don't remember why.
Because Weenie told me today that I am the only channel that she watches that does not have that turned on, and I didn't turn it off. I just think it was not turned on by default.
I don't know. I don't know. I think
did you turn yours on, Jimmy?
I don't.
I'm wondering if BTTV.
I never see it in my channel.
Right, I'm wondering if BTTV or Frankerface has it disabled by default.
There might be a way. I think that's what it might be. I think it's because I have it disabled in Better Twitch or FFZ, and that's why I don't see it.
Can anybody in Twitch chat do the reply feature? Because that would be, because I've been looking for that.
This is good content, right?
No,
great content.
I don't see it, man. You know what? I got to tell you, this is a conspiracy.
Hey,
it's
since
like
while you're working on that, let me talk about my next one because it's going to be short.
I have to pee too, so you can do your thing.
Okay. If you're gonna pee, then I'm gonna talk about this. Yeah, boosted streams on Twitch. A new Twitch feature just happened this last week or two, where basically viewers can, for affiliates and partners, they can spend channel points to boost a stream. And it's like it kind of works like those channel point redemptions where you can spend a certain amount of channel points. A maximum per user is 2,000. Depending on the, I don't know what the algorithm that measures how many points you need to raise because it's different for every streamer. But basically, here's the thing that you have to understand: the boosted streams, they make it kind of sound hype, but depending on a little bit of luck and the game you're playing and everything else, it may not actually boost you very much at all. Because if you're in a category that no one else is playing games in, it doesn't really matter because you're probably already at the top of the category, right? If you're playing in a dead category. Basically, what they promise you is that they're going to put you, if you guys know, and if you click on your following page or if you're in your main home Twitch page, there's a thing that says recommended streams. And when you get boosted, or if your community puts enough channel points in to boost a stream, it basically means they're going to put you in certain regions, like streams to watch in that recommended channel. But it only affects people who are looking at that particular thing. Like if you're like me and your Twitch, literally my Twitch thing on my browser takes me to my Twitch following page directly. That's my button I press.
Yeah.
I don't go to the Twitch homepage. I never see what's on the homepage. So I go straight to followed. And so I don't know. I'm sure it's generating traffic, but I don't know. I've seen a few streams get boosted. I saw some. It marginally boosted them within moments. Like all of a sudden, like there was like 30 or 40 more people in there.
Yep.
For some other ones that I've been in, the boost happened and they were in a directory that they were already like at the top of the directory, and it made absolutely no fucking difference and at all. So it's totally, in my opinion, it's dependent on a couple of things. One, how much money your community has to spend is going to be dependent on some type of algorithm that Twitch hasn't made clear to anyone. Because I've seen some people that have similar viewership to someone else that their community had to get way more points than the other one did. And then the other thing that I thought was weird was it's luck, because if you are already number one in your category, it's not really going to probably help you at all. Like if you're playing a game where you're already kind of at the top of it, which kind of sucks, you know. I commend Twitch for trying to do something to find ways to boost viewership and get people who have active communities on Twitch more viewership and more views. But I think the way that this is currently implemented, it's really kind of hit or miss. You might have a boosted stream and you can only get like 2 boosted streams a month or something right now.
Really? So they're limiting it.
Yeah, they limit it to how many boosted streams you get per month, and it just kind of randomly shows up. And you basically have 48 hours to unlock the boost once it shows up. Like your community from when you're streaming, and then the community can donate points. So it's a new thing that Twitch is doing. I think it's cool. I think it needs some tweaks because the algorithm they use to determine how many points you need is definitely broken. I've seen streamers that have the exact same type of viewership, and one streamer their community had to raise like a ridiculous amount of points in 48 hours, like almost 500,000 points.
Jesus.
I'm like, okay, that just seems like a lot, you know?
Yeah. How many viewers?
Like a lot.
How many viewers?
I like over 100. Like these are like a partner streamer, but like 100. But like average, probably their average viewership is probably like 120. Is probably their average.
So a million
CCV.
points is extreme because like look
They're
at me
asking
and
for
Mac
almost. It was. I think they had asked the community. It was okay. It was like 400, around 440,000 points. Whereas somebody else who was another partner streamer that had the same CCV, roughly close to it, had about half that.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that doesn't make sense.
I mean,
so I don't
Twitch
know
has
what
always,
the algorithm is basing it on, you know?
Yeah, Twitch has always had a detrimental problem with its ability to discover new streamers or like to even direct traffic anywhere. Most of the streamers that are big streamers nowadays are all YouTubers, right? They're producing content on YouTube and it's directing traffic back to Twitch, right? YouTube primarily. There's other social platforms sometimes.
I guess I should reiterate, when I say big, it's more like what I think of big is over 100. You know what I mean? Like I don't mean
that's like 0.01% of Twitch.
Exactly.
Is over 100 viewers. Right?
Yeah.
So I think Twitch is trying to solve a problem that they historically have not been able to solve, and even this is not going to solve that problem.
Yeah.
If you look at like I have a friend who is like face of Twitch, gets promoted weekly, right? Weekly streams. The Twitch has been literally pumping every single effort into making this person a big streamer, and they can't break 60, 70 viewers. And they're getting all the promotion in the world. It's unbelievable. The sweetest, nicest person, and I'm obviously won't mention what the name is, but nicest person that you'll ever meet, greatest like ability to communicate with the community. Just Twitch is trying to promote them as much as possible, and no success has come from that. And that's because Twitch has no control over where the viewers go. Even if they had a huge banner on the top of your screen that said, hey, come and watch Ninja right now, people wouldn't leave the channels that they're already watching because they're coming from other platforms to watch their particular streamers. And like you guys mentioned, like if you look at your following list right now, how many of those people are people that you watch regularly? And then how many of those people do you correlate with someone else that you watch regularly? So for instance, if I watch Asmongold, I may have started to follow Esfand because he's also a streamer that plays with Asmongold, right? Like that happens a lot, right? Like even Knackers is a good example of this, and even Jimmy. Like met BBR in a Fortnite match. I was like, oh, this guy's cool. He followed me on Twitch. I was like, oh wow, he's partnered. This is weird. This is at the very beginning of my streaming. So I followed his stream and I watched him and I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then I met Knackers, then it kind of trickled down from there. And everyone else in the community has started from like one person on Twitch. That had nothing to do with Twitch's influence on me. And they have that same problem with every other creator on their platform.
Right.
If they went and said, hey, everyone go watch this brand new streamer, he's like, we're paying him salary, like they could have this person in their pocket and try to put them on a pedestal to be able to control, the viewership to a certain extent. They
Right.
still couldn't do it. So that I think they're trying to solve that problem, like the discoverability a little bit, but the problem is that I think that they still are in a position where they can't necessarily control that based on how the
No,
website's
well, you
designed.
can't control where someone clicks, and that's not the point
Yeah.
I was trying to make. I think
No, yeah, I
I
understand.
think it was kind of disingenuous in a way, the way it was marketed. Like it was gonna. I mean, I think that's kind of where, because I think some people thought, because basically it's just like your local kind of like read, or basically what show. I think what happens is, if you look, and I don't see this often because I'm not there, but if you go to like the Twitch homepage, or if you're
Mhm.
looking at streams, it might say you might like this stream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think when you're during a boost, you show up and a bunch of people's there. So it's just contingent on them
Okay.
seeing you for that one frame that they captured, and whether or not they're going to click on your stream. They're just
When they
giving you a
when they
little
type
bit more.
Twitch.tv, yeah, before they
It's
go to
it's
their
a little
following
more
list.
exposure for that
Yeah.
lasts for like 15 minutes is basically
Yep.
what it is. It's
Hmm.
not even in the front page or anything, or anything that's going to be that dynamic. So can it help? Sure. But is it does it need a little tweaking? Yes. It absolutely does. So,
It'd be interesting to test it with like two streamers that have the exact same amount of viewership and a different, like in categories that were similar.
Yeah.
Because for instance, I'm still the #1 Celtic Kings Rage of War streamer in the past 6 months. Okay. And I only
Oh,
streamed
that's
once. I'm kind of a
big deal, man. It's kind of a big deal.
So it'd be interesting to see like across two different categories that were relatively the same size with the viewership that they were holding relatively the same size.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how they calculate the points to get to the top. Like, is it based on like what the top tier echelon in that category? Like if the top tier viewer or streamer had 1,000 viewers in that category, where another category with a streamer with the same amount of views from the other category, in that oh my god, this is getting so confusing. The top tier in that was only 500 viewers. Is it going to be double the points for the one with 1,000? I'm fucking that was like
I don't know really what you said, but sure.
yes,
Yeah,
I believe.
here's-
I lost myself in that one too. So I apologize for that.
Here's my thing. It is mind-boggling, but not surprising that Twitch took its resources to develop something other than just trying to work on their own discoverability issue. Like they were like, okay, how do we make discoverability better for our streamers on the platform? Let's just take it out of our hands completely and make the viewer, the end user, have to spend more of their time watching their favorite streamer to generate channel points, to spend the points to promote their streamer into a place where they still might not even be seen. Instead of just coming up with a fucking different idea or a different way or an algorithm or something that's better than just following
the
list.
idea. It's the implementation is definitely left something to be desired. I do like the fact that at least they're trying, dude. They're trying. It's something
I don't
new.
even give them that. Because
Okay, well-
what they're doing is saying we value the end user's time so little that we're going to make you use more of your time to boost your streamer in order to get them
Instead of them
to
doing it, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a fucking
They need another solution besides just what the end user is doing. Absolutely. I agree with that. I think Twitch should have a program that apparently there's stuff that doesn't go out to the general audience in Twitch, apparently. That Twitch partners get information through. They have like a Twitch partner Discord, another thing where things are answered. But apparently there's a program that some streamers, did you know this? This is not talked about. But apparently I've heard there is a program that is underway with Twitch right now that it's like a headhunting program with Twitch partners, and they are headhunting for affiliates. Certain partners are headhunting for affiliates that they think would make a good partner, and are like basically they put them in. And so if an affiliate hits the metrics for partnership and their name crosses the reference that a Twitch partner referenced them, it's like an automatic like puts you to the next round into that. So that is something that is a thing that is a real thing, but it's not talked about because it's just between Twitch and their partners, and only select partners that are doing that program. But it was a Twitch partner who told me about it because he has a friend that's in the program, and I was like, wow, really? I didn't know they were doing something like that. It's interesting.
It's I guess it's just a little insane to me that we're here in 2021 after 8 or 9 years that Twitch has been around, and we are still witnessing like the same base framework of the website. Like, yes, they've added filters and tags and, you know, being able to organize streams in a certain way. And I understand that they don't have unlimited funds, but like when you think about a platform like YouTube and how recommended feeds are generated and how the next video that you watch is brought up to you, and how good content is rewarded, like the content that you create on Twitch does not give you a better chance of being seen on Twitch. It is the platforms that surround Twitch that give you that better reachability. You know, like think about somebody like Code Miko, who has recently blown the fuck up. If Twitch clips didn't exist that were exported to Twitter and then uploaded to live stream fails, no, that's
is that the cute Bernie girl?
No, that's Nico. Code Miko is the
that's
the
Nico
VTuber.
Lol.
Yeah. Which that's fucking
she's super
insane.
Cute. She's super not my type, but she's super cute.
Word.
She's a 100 Thieves esports athlete.
That's right, 100 Thieves, dog.
I know.
Let's go.
Esports. Hey, esports. If you want to esport, talk with me. Nico Low, I'm right here. A middle-aged stream.
If you want to esport, talk with me. Oh my god.
Talk.
Oh man. Next up, bad streaming advice on TikTok. This has strucketed a little bit of a chord with me because it is what I've been pursuing on TikTok
can I
as of
preface
late.
It's a good time for me to go to the bathroom because I don't like TikTok.
Yeah.
Missing out, man.
I'm a boomer.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Oh, he's falling. Dude, he needs a life alert. Holy shit.
Life alert!
Life alert. Oh, he's coming back.
I did not trip.
Sure. Disturbance in the force.
Okay.
We got it.
You.
All right.
We believe you. He's got his snake humping.
He's looking skinny. He's looking skinnier.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking young man. Listen, every time I see him, he looks a little skinny.
We're complimenting him and he's flicking us off.
The finger, yeah.
God damn it.
So let me preface this real quick. The bad streaming advice in TikTok. Knackers, late in November, decided to take a break from social media. Knackers told us all that he would no longer be diving into streamer Twitter because it's too, quote, toxic. Knackers then proceeded to watch lots of TikTok, and somehow TikTok identified him as a potential streamer. So they started feeding him TikTok content. And that's when he began to see lots of streaming advice on TikTok.
Yes. So for anybody that is not on TikTok, and I am not going to recommend that anybody looks at TikTok, it can be an enjoyable platform as far as like just wasting your life away minute by minute.
Yeah.
There is an insane problem right now with low to mid-tier streamers blowing up on TikTok because they're posting lots of streamer advice videos. And some of them are decent. A lot of them take topics that should be a 15-minute YouTube video, like technical, detailed tutorials, cramming it into a TikTok. And then the larger majority of it is just fucking incorrect information.
Garbage,
whether it is streamer-based or technology-based, going, like, hey, if you want to take advantage of all of your internet speeds, change these settings, and encouraging people to go into their computer and change settings that they don't fucking understand what it actually means to change those settings. And so I have taken it upon myself to start duetting said TikToks and proving them wrong and giving them reasons as to why they're wrong. And while it has been a huge hit on my mental health, just being this involved with TikTok, because I know it's like trying to sweep water. You know, there's you're never gonna get to the bottom of it. But there's a real fucking problem right now with TikTok and streamers trying to give advice because it gets the clicks, it gets the likes, it feeds the algorithm, and TikTok will just boost that into fucking oblivion.
Well, there's a lot of streaming hopefuls, right? Which we've seen a lot just on Twitch and Twitter previously in the past, like 2018 to 2019. You saw a bunch of like stream coaches and shit popping up, and they were just feeding you snake oil and a bunch of dog shit. And there was some decent like theoretical ideas that they had, but their ability to put those into action were failed, right? Or that their example of their ability to, you know, let's say profit off of Twitch were based on them giving advice to other people and not actually streaming on Twitch. Like it was them streaming their own advice. So with TikTok right now, what's funny is that there's really no filter for quality on TikTok. It's all based on you know, how many views someone gets, right? And how many shares.
So much stolen content too.
Oh, and everything is stolen on TikTok. You see it in the comments all the time. Or like you'll scroll through TikTok. Like the other day, Casey sent me something, or I sent Casey something, which was like this guy responding, like it was just a joke that someone responded and duetted someone else. And I sent that to Casey. Then like a few days later, she sends me a TikTok and it's literally the exact same thing, just a different guy duetting this TikTok. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I sent you this the other day, but it's a different guy. And we went back and forth and we're like it's literally the exact same TikTok, word for word. It's the exact same joke. But to me, it was less funny the second time because someone else is copying, but I don't know who copied it.
Right.
So the same. Yeah. So TikTok is like a fucking, it's like a rat's nest of people just ripping off content. And if they become the trending post, then the person that potentially originally created that content is now like squandered, right? Like their potential to grow is squandered because people think that now they're stealing content. So with TikTok, with the streaming side of things, you have like a few of them that I saw were like people giving advice on here's some quick or simple hacks to upgrade your streaming setup so you can gain viewers. And it's like, okay, first of all, any upgrade that you do to your streaming setup will not create more viewership. Nothing that you can do on Twitch will actually create more viewership. The only thing that you can do on Twitch to create more viewership is to stream more, and hopefully more people host you, more people raid you, and potentially people find you through the directory. That's the only thing that Twitch can realistically do to help you grow as a streamer. Your job as a streamer, when people host or raid you or people find you off the directory, is to somehow hook them within that short period of time and attention span to be able to gain them as a community member and a viewer for that short term, and then potentially long term after that. So there's nothing that like you could get a $10,000 camera setup, you could get moving fucking cameras, RGB lights, 50 cameras, 10 Xboxes, but realistically none of that actually helps you create any viewership, right? Like yeah, I've seen people with the greatest setups in the world that have like 2 viewers, right? And that's the thing, like I watch a lot of these TikToks and I'm like, holy fuck, like these are not only wrong, like just bad advice, like really fucking bad advice. But there's people that are giving like technical advice, and it drives me crazy. It's almost like you retweeted something today about the Shure SM7B. Shure SM7B is a great microphone, but a good example is that one big streamer is like, hey, the Shure SM7B is a good microphone. And then it ripples through the through every piece of social media to people recommending that, and then other streamers buying it, so then they recommend it. And now it's become like the streamer's microphone because one guy recommended it, and then it just created these crazy amount of ripples. And that's all that I'm seeing on TikTok is people just reiterating the same garbage that's been said for forever, like with lighting and cameras and microphones. Jimmy, you're muted, or you're just moving your lips. Yep, you're muted. There he is.
Oh,
wait, is his mic?
Can you hear me?
You're back.
Yep, there he is.
Okay. It's called an echo chamber.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with social media is there's a feedback loop, and then if you have the same sort of people that are constantly involved, it's a weird sort of sociology thing, but it basically it creates why they call it an echo chamber. It's a certain type of people that are drawn to that one particular part of social media, and it's a feedback loop where they're constantly reiterating the same sort of thing. And that's why you see the fake news on Facebook and the other stuff that's out there. And it's no different on TikTok. It's just a different format of how they're receiving that information, but it's the same sort of effect.
Yeah. One notable one that I actually sent to Knackers, because I saw what Knackers had been doing, and I was like, this is exactly what you need to do on TikTok, is just to respond to some of the stuff, because it's like people don't know otherwise, right? Like small streamers aren't going to put the effort into figuring this stuff out. But one guy that we saw on TikTok, he made a post about, now is the time to buy a pre-built PC, right? And
oh my God.
This post was like, realistically, like people that are looking at coming from like Xbox to PC, or like wanting to go from a PC, like a laptop or something like that, into something bigger and more powerful, they have two options. You can either go a pre-built PC, or you can just build it yourself and save a lot of money. That's always been the historical sense, right?
Yeah.
Like you could, if
Although
you build it yourself,
pre-builds now, you are going to save money if you build it yourself, but pre-builds now are actually
they're way cheaper than
competitive. They're competitive.
Yeah,
They're getting there.
They're not
the way that the pre-built companies have gotten to the point that they're competitive, first of all, is like time. How much is your time worth, right? Is it worth you spending the time to collect all the parts, to get them all mailed to you, to assemble it, to put the time into that, to do all the Q&A to make sure that your computer actually runs? Like, if you're a guy like Knackers or I, of course it is. Like, we know how to do that shit. We don't have to do any learning at this point. Is it hard? No, it's not that complicated. It's basically adult Legos, right? The thing about pre-builts, the way that they cut a lot of corners with like their PSU, their power supplies, different parts, their cases, to be able to save
You can
price.
pick the parts, though. There's certain pre-builts you can pick the parts.
You can, but they're never like, there's always, so there are some companies out there, but a lot of
like
the time
NXT,
they cut corners.
like
NZXT still cuts corners.
NZXT, you can what?
They still cut corners though.
I know they do. I'm just saying, but they let you have a lot of control over the parts that you pick.
You're still going to get a good computer regardless of which direction you go. So you don't be deterred that way, one way or the other. This particular TikTok was saying that you can save over $1,000 by building your PC one way, and then or by getting a pre-built, and then he showed a PC part picker list that had like, for instance, he had a 3070 in the PC from NZXT, and then he showed the PC part picker list, and he's scrolling down it to show the prices, and the 3070 was like $950, right? Because so it's like, of course it's going to look more expensive than the one that's the pre-built, but it's just inaccurate information. Right? Like the real information that
3070 is not retail at that price.
And $950, right? But you can't get them, right? So like the realistic information should be, hey, if you're willing to wait and put the time in, you can actually build a computer that's more powerful than a pre-built, that has higher quality products, but you have to put the time and effort in to be able to find those parts. If you want instant gratification right now, you might have to cut some corners. You might get some a cheaper PSU. You might get a cheaper set of RAM, but it might just work out, and you can turn it on tomorrow and it'll work, right? Like that's the story that should be told, but instead they illustrate that building a PC yourself is actually not cheaper than getting a pre-built, which is totally completely untrue.
No, that's totally false.
Yeah.
It's a huge, like, I battle this in my brain, right? Because I have known about TikTok ever since TikTok has become a thing, and I have always wondered, like, what kind of TikTok content do I want to create? And up until last month, I had never figured that out. I have never been like, yes, this is the type of TikTok content that I want to manufacture. And then I started seeing these terrible, misleading TikToks, especially regarding tech tips and then streaming. I'm like, okay, my TikTok content is debunking these fucking morons on TikTok that are giving other people technology advice. But on the other hand, I think of like what always being like a reaction TikToker will do to me and my mental health. And so it's kind of kept me in the mindset that, like, whenever I'm responding to these people, I need to be nice, I need to be considerate, and I need to be like affectionate almost in a little bit. Like, I need to understand that maybe they didn't have the best type of information. Thank you for the money, middle-aged stream. And I need to just treat it with care. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I had that thought up until my most recent TikToking on the platform, where somebody had come out with a very common thing on TikTok is to like post a TikTok saying, hey, post your channel in the comments. Let's all support each other, AKA follow for follow 2021 on TikTok. Yeah. So I made a response TikTok No vulgarity, no name calling, no harassment. I just said, hey, this is follow for follow. This never works. Don't do it. By the way, this guy is farming all of you for engagement. So I guess maybe that's like a little bit of an insult. And it got reported within like minutes of me posting it, which means one thing. That motherfucker that I was duetting on TikTok got a notification that I duetted their TikTok, and then they reported me immediately. So, being the good human being that I was, I just went through the proper channels and I appealed my TikTok being taken down for harassment. This motherfucker said I was harassing. And TikTok actually favored me and re-uploaded my TikTok because they found that it wasn't harassing. But of course, by that time, with how social media works, it's 3 days later. It's too late. Yeah. The message is out there, and there's nothing that you can do.
He Pokemoned you.
Got fucking Pokemon, dude. So is that the thing that I'm going to continue doing? Probably. You know, I want to do it in the most positive, valuable, rewarding way. And I don't want to be the dude that's just like, I just react to other people's content. Yeah.
That's been my, like, you know how every year everyone has like a New Year's resolution. Mine has been to lead by example. Like I see so much shit on Twitter where I want to react to it and just blast people, but instead of like I think what I need to do is like come back a little bit, like even in like because I think through like a response that I want to make to someone over and over again. But in reality, like just leading by example and showing the way that it should be done is a better way of doing it than just being like, hey, you're a fucking moron. Like you are a brain dead idiot. Imagine spending $500 on a Go XLR. Because it might
funny because my New Year's resolution was to not get fired.
Well, okay, hold on a minute. Wait, rewind.
Oh, would I get fired?
No, I just can't imagine. Despite your disdain for management. By the way, I totally forgot to tell you that like Weenie and I were looking at multiple cities in Texas to move to, and but all of the shit that I keep reading about Texas has deterred us away. Because I believe that I have a good handle on you and your character. Like I think that I have a good idea about what kind of person you are. Because you know, like when you're friends with somebody online, right? And somebody asks you like, hey, how well do you know so-and-so? You know, like, you know, I've talked to them online for the past 5 years. It's like, okay, do you know them or do you know them? Mm-hmm. I feel that I have a pretty good grasp on your character, like who you are as a person and like your morals. Sure. Despite your disdain for your workplace's management or for the board or for the state, I don't see you as a type of person that would stray away from doing a good job just because of how you feel about the higher ups. Like you're the type of person that would still continue to do their due diligence to treat the future of this nation because you know it's an important thing.
You are correct. However, I make my disdain very obvious to those, and it is not. I am well liked by the students and most of the faculty at where I work, but there's a few administrators or higher ups that don't care for me very much because I make my feelings known about a lot of issues.
Sure,
but I feel like I need to do that because especially now, like I'm not a new teacher anymore. I'm a 10-year teacher. I'm a veteran teacher. There's all these new teachers that are coming in and they're getting taken advantage of by administration. I'm gonna call them out. You know, I'm gonna call out the fact that you're fucking with people. I'm like, you can't do that to a new teacher. You can't give them this duty and make them do this. You know, it's little stuff. You know, it's just. But I know we're getting way off topic here, but yeah, man, like I hate that shit so much. Like bureaucracy is one of the worst things. It's one of the best things and one of the worst things about the world. You need bureaucracy to make government work. You need administration to make schools work. However, there are a lot of people who are collecting a paycheck that aren't really helping in any real form or fashion, and really just making your life more difficult. And that happens for teachers. It happens in every occupation. It's not just the education industry. But being a teacher, a good teacher, is a hard thing to do because in so many ways, your hands can be tied, and it's hard to do what I do. And teaching during COVID, and if you're listening to this right now and you're a teacher, hats off to you, especially those that have done I've been doing in person since this entire school year, and right now, just to give you an idea of how stressed I've been, my county's positivity rate is over 30%. It's over 30%, and it has been for COVID active tests.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it has been for the last month.
Well, I'll have you know my COVID activity positivity test was over 100%.
Yeah. But it bothers me because it's like, dude, I'm like, I'm there every day, man. I'm showing up every day. I'm teaching a classroom of 30 plus kids, and I'm enforcing mask mandates in my classroom. I'm having to send kids to the office because they're not wearing their mask the right way. You know what I mean? I have to do shit, and it's like I don't want to do that. I tell them too. I'm like, look, I don't want to send you to the office, but if you wear your mask incorrectly again in my classroom, I'm sending you to the office, because they have to mandate it, because then if a kid shows up positive, well, this kid wasn't wearing their mask correctly.
Yeah.
Have
you ever seen
little bitch?
You ever seen Donnie Darko, Jimmy? The movie?
No.
So
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Okay. There's one of the big parts of the movie, and I'm going to paraphrase and probably get this wrong, but there is a part of the movie where I can't remember if the teacher is reprimanded or fired because they were discussing certain ideologies with the student. Have you ever?
I definitely skirt the line in my classroom. I even got an email from a student last weekend how he was upset about a video I showed that kind of showed Trump in a bad light, and basically threatened me to bring it to the administration and everything else. And I just responded with, look, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to apologize. This is satire that I'm showing. And the meaning behind it, I probably should have said something more about that. It is satire. This isn't necessarily reflective of my own position. And it's a 4-year-old video, but he responded back, and it's all been fine. It's all fine, but these are the kind of things to do with it. It's a very difficult thing to do as a history teacher, to teach history in a politically fucking split type of situation that we're in.
Yeah.
Like, how do you, it's impossible. It's impossible for a teacher to do that. And so I do the best I can. It's obvious to me that kids know I'm a liberal. However, living in Texas and they all know I'm a combat veteran, it kind of like evens the tables. They're like, well, he's liberal, and yet he fought in a war for the country. This guy's a combat veteran.
God damn it, my brain.
That should tell you something.
Their brain up, like, because they don't think that liberals are capable of that.
Right.
They're like,
he fought for my freedom, but he doesn't agree with me. My goddamn brain is about to melt.
Yeah, exactly. It's something like that. Yeah.
There's I'll have a video coming out pretty soon, but we were playing Call of Duty last night, and we got in the VoIP in the lobby. There was some dude who was just like, oh, goddamn Republicans, goddamn fucking Democrats, they're ruining this fucking country, and just going off, like calling people racist, but then at the same time, like pulling off fucking 360 no scopes like crazy. Hilarious, but at the same time, a little bit alarming. So I've always been curious about that, because I know, like, you have a due diligence as a teacher to try and teach as unbiased as possible, and especially when it comes to history.
And that's why I teach lesson from day one. The first lesson I teach my student is there's bias in everything. That's day one lesson.
Yep.
I teach that the first week of school is about bias. I said, I'm biased. We're all biased. I said, but you have to be able to learn how to look through bias to understand what the message is. That's the key thing about history. If you can do that, you got it,
I don't think we have ever covered so many topics in such a short amount of time.
It was legendary.
It was good. I think we owe it all to the enlarged text and bolded. We got to start fast tonight thing that I put in the script.
I haven't seen it.
Just deleted.
I haven't seen it.
That's fake news. But I have to say, we did a good job. It was good. We covered a lot of ground tonight, and I liked it. I liked being able to cover this much ground in a podcast.
Hour and 50 minutes with all of those topics. Not bad, right?
Good. We did good.
Yeah.
Time for Q&A?
Good. Yeah.
Word. I'm gonna. How do I do this again? I'm gonna have to take away
exclamation point Q, Control F4.
There we go. The scene is up.
Just hold Alt and then F4.
One of the things that
All
I've
diff form.
wanted to have done is to have somebody design Crocs and Hot Pockets OBS scenes, like branded scenes, because I've always created them for myself since the beginning of
You need
time.
an artist
Yourself sucks,
recommendation?
man.
If you think it will fit the branding,
I think I might know somebody. Maybe. Let me reach out to them,
okay.
and then I'll get back to you.
Okay. Yeah, because I really only need one of the scenes that I would like to have created that I just haven't had the time to do yet is a desktop capture scene where if we're talking about a certain article or a certain topic, it would be like our 3 cameras at the bottom, but then my desktop in the big picture kind of like scrolling through the article and stuff like that. But for another day. First question from is it Adlians? Adlians?
Adleans.
Adleans.
Leans.
Knackers, what games are you playing other than Rocket League? Call of Duty Cold War, man. I cannot explain why I enjoy playing Call of Duty Cold War so much.
Good one.
It's fast paced, it's toxic, it's rewarding, it's demoralizing, it's so many different things, and for some reason I've just very much been enjoying the Call of Duty experience lately. So Call of Duty. Actually, I didn't even talk about what I was drinking or the games that I've been playing because I was just into the conversation. Jameson Black Barrel, fantastic whiskey.
Not bad.
When I was like looking at the shelf of like all of the amazing like niche whiskeys, the Jameson Black Barrel was one of the one of the bottles where I'm like, oh, that's probably okay as far as the whiskey goes. It's fucking delicious.
It's good. It's not bad.
The games that I had typed are gone. I deleted them. Rocket League, Call of Duty,
Row Company
Roblox.
or no?
What?
Did you play any Row Company? Roco?
I
Or
actually have
you
not
cut
played
over?
Roco in a month or two, probably. I love the
I
game.
think Call of Duty and Roco are very similar. Non-committal, fast-paced, just bullshit. Yeah,
Yep.
if you quit, you quit, but you can never get enough from the game, you know?
You're
Fair.
the Row Company YouTube video that you sent me was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah,
was
good.
a great watch from beginning to end.
Yeah, we need more. Row Company needs a lot more focus on the content creators instead of like the competitive scene, because competitive people, no one cares about competitive. Like esports doesn't actually matter in the greater scheme of things. It's the influencers that actually
Yes.
make esports interesting. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. It was cool. You know, it's like every game, man. You just got to have someone to create something cool, and I just did that.
You already have the personality, but the editing style that you chose for that video, it just made a great watch. So I just want to let you know that it was great.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, just like to simplify it, Phantom's overpowered. Opper, right? Sniper, super overpowered.
Yeah.
The people that main her don't believe that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pick it up and just play Phantom by itself. And that's what I did. And then I started killing them with their own operator, and they didn't like it. So
Word.
it was fun.
Next question from Hellhound. Where do you normally keep your whips and chains? Jimmy?
I actually had a whip when I was a kid. It was like one of those flea markets, like those I was in Texas, so I went to like one of those like Mexican flea markets, and they had like one of those bull whips. My
Yeah.
dad let me buy one. It was like $10. So that's the only whip I've ever had in my entire life. So to answer your question, Hellhound, you might think I'm a masochist, but I'm actually not. At least when it comes to video games, not IRL. All right.
I'm going to ask you a very personal, too much information question. And you don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
I might not. We'll see.
Have you ever slapped a girl in the face during sexy time on request?
No.
Okay. All right. Are you telling the truth?
Yeah. No,
All
I've
right.
never done that. No. I've done a lot of things, but that's not one that I've done. That is not one that I've done.
I consider myself above. I consider all I say if some girl
You
was
ain't
to
one.
say if there was a girl in the middle of business that said, "I want you to slap me in the face," I would probably curl up and cry like in the corner. I would not be able to
Yeah.
handle that sort of responsibility. So it's
I'm too
I could do a
cringy.
mild slap. Yeah, I can make it work.
I'd
I
be too
could.
awkward.
If
I'd
that
make
was
it
what
too
was called
awkward,
for,
man.
I would be able to slap without leaving a bruise. That would still sting. So
Damn. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm confident in my ability to slap without leaving long-term damage.
I don't know if that's something that I should think about
out there.
later tonight,
No, it's out
or
there.
if
It's
I
out-
should just
don't think
forget
about
about
it.
it.
Don't think
Okay.
about it.
All right, we're gonna let it go. Next question from Safi Lee. If you had to pick a game to speedrun, what would you choose?
Oof.
I got mine. Abe's Odyssey. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey.
Getting over it.
Oh, dude, you want to fucking race?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you want to race, bro? Honestly, that'd be the
game
one.
to
though.
speed run. I feel like I would need to pick something that was not super long, but also not something that was super short because I get bored. So, fuck, that's tough, man.
Speaking of getting over it, we have another bet to carry out, and that is
No,
you.
it's not hasn't been executed yet. That's in the works. There's no execution of that bet.
Well,
yet.
let's set it. We got to set it now. How long did you give me for Battletoads? 6 months? 4
Yeah.
months?
6 months. That's 6 months.
I'll give
That
you
was like
3
4
months.
months.
No, I'll give
It's
you
like
a
4
month.
months.
I'll give you 30 days. If you can beat it in 30 days, I'll give you $100.
Okay,
What?
here's the thing.
I'm still waiting on your. Are you going to give me $100? Because I'd rather have the other thing that you are working on.
I would if you can beat getting over it in 30 days, I will give you $100.
That's way
the other
too
thing.
high. That's way too high.
That's too
Listen,
there's
he
no
gave
way.
me 6 months for the Battletoads challenge, but I beat it in 2 days, 2 streams. So
Yeah,
I
but-
knew it wasn't that big
but
of
you're
an
not-
ask.
you're
I
not
just
a
wanted you to
gamer,
play
dude.
Battletoads, you idiot.
So if I was able to be getting over it in 17 hours, 18 hours, I would say for him 25 hours worth of stream time to beat getting over it. I think that is like enough of a handicap senior goal.
25 hours. Huh?
25 hours?
$100.
But I
will
mean,
put $100
how do you
into it.
measure that though? Because when then it's like, do you take out for breaks and all that? I mean, that's silly.
I will
know?
say 20. Okay, if we're
You guys
doing
know how I stream. I'll take a break for 10 minutes and then we'll just bullshit for another hour.
Hey, how about this? What if we
27
say-
stream hours.
No.
What if what
No.
if the stream
No.
between
I'm
three
not going to be
streams
bullied.
on
Go
and
next
offline?
question. Next question. Next question.
Okay.
That's
Are you
$100,
still up
man.
to
That's a
it
lot of
though?
money, dude.
To that challenge?
No, I'm not. I'm saying I'm up. We're gonna have to come up to the conditions. I'm not gonna be bullied into conditions on a podcast. So
$100
suck my
and
balls.
one lip kiss, mustache to mustache.
We'll talk about this off the podcast. You guys
Okay.
can suck it. I'm not
I
getting
did-
bullied.
I just want to let you know that like I asked you to slap me in the face right there, and that you said no. So I'm just making a point.
All right, I'll slap you in the face next time I'm there, motherfucker.
Next question. Oh no, the speed running. What game would you speed run?
Oh, Mega Man
Dodging our
3.
question, the
Mega
game.
Man 3. That's probably the one NES game I played more than any other game. So.
Every time I hear you say Mega Man, I think of the clip where you go,
Mega Man.
I. Next question, last question. Has Jimmy lost weight because he's looking trim? Fun fact, when you got up to go take a massive shit a couple
Yeah.
minutes ago, we were commenting on how good that you looked. You look skinny, defined. You turned around and flipped both of us off while we were fucking complimenting you.
Yeah. No, I have actually lost 20 pounds since COVID started.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm like 172. I was at 192.
You weigh
Yeah,
less than I do.
Well, that was on the
Yeah.
way to the bathroom too, so he would probably had an extra couple pounds on him.
Yeah, I weigh 172 right now.
Okay.
I
would
would
just-
usually been between 185 and 190.
We're the same weight. We could box. Let's box.
We
Let's-
could, but
Twitch, we're gonna start the whole
I'm
Twitch
taller than
boxing
you though.
stuff.
You son of a bitch. I'm
What?
taller.
No, you're not. I'm 6 foot. I'll tell you.
Bah,
Dude.
okay.
I met you in person. Don't even try and lie.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I
You're not
would
ta-
l-
Wait,
I
you're
just-
not taller than me.
Dude,
There's
I
no fucking
literally
chance.
stood over you in person.
Wait, do you have a picture? Post it on Twitter. Post it on Twitter. The picture of us all next to each
TikTok
other.
it, dude. TikTok it.
Yeah, TikTok
I don't
it, dude.
have the picture. No, but I
You
know I'm
deleted
taller than
our
you.
picture, dude. Oh,
I'm
my
5'10".
God.
You're like
You're
5.
fucking kidding me, man.
You're 5'10".
You're like
Dude,
5'2".
You're 4'6" at the most, dude.
You're
160.
5'2" at the most.
You are
and I'm
not
5'10".
5'10".
We
I'm
weigh
not
the same
5'10"?
amount.
I'm 6'1". You're telling me you're 5'10"?
I'm
Dude, Jimmy's
5'10".
a little bitch, dude. He's a little tiny bitch.
I'm
He's
5'10".
180.
All right. I just
am
want,
not.
despite all of
I'm
these
5'10".
numbers, I just want to point out that I noticed that Jimmy looked good before
Mhm.
Casey
He might
noticed
be a
that
short,
he looked good.
He might be a short little guy, but he looks good.
He's
Okay.
got the Benjamin Button thing going on. The older you
Mhm.
get, the smaller and
He's gone
cuter
full
you
baby
get.
face.
Yeah.
That's
Yep,
what's
he's a
going on.
cutie.
I
Look at
hope.
this.
I hope that works. Maybe I can convince my wife that's the case after the podcast.
Hey.
Hey.
Keep those palms open, all right?
And if she says no,
Mhm.
Knackers is always here for this slap.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What the? All right. I think that is a wonderful place to end the Crocs and Not Pockets podcast, episode 136. Tonight was a fantastic episode. Chat, thank you guys for coming through, hanging out with all of us, and just being awesome in general. Thank you for the questions. To seed the end of the content is very much appreciated. Thank you. So what we're gonna do?
Thanks
we're gonna
for
go.
seeding us with your thoughts.
Dude, thanks for giving us your seed.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that's phrasing.
You like that?
Sure.
You know what I was thinking the other day?
Nothing.
Probably nothing.
Like right now.
Just fucking blackness, man. Just black hole. Nothing at all. Let's go around the room. You guys can reintroduce who you are, where we can find you online.
Wait, can we do something different? Can
Sure.
we introduce each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
All right, who's
I
doing
just-
who?
I'm gonna do Knackers.
Okay. So then I'll do Bishop and Bishop does Jimmy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
All right, I'll go first. Okay, so you can follow Knackers. That's Knackers with 3 A's. Don't get confused, because if you try Knackers with 2 A's, that channel sucks ass. On pretty much all platforms. I like to do things on the internet that sometimes involve sex stuff, and usually it's awkward, and we usually laugh. That's
Mhm.
basically my content. Next person up. You're up.
I thought we were supposed to do each other's, not.
No, that
Oh,
was me doing
you
Knackers. I
saying
did Knackers.
Oh, I thought that was just Knackers talking. Weird. Okay.
Okay. And I'm doing Bishop.
Yep.
Yes.
Hi. My name's Bishop is the other guy that's on the podcast. To me,
Yeah.
he's down below. You guys can find him at twitch.tv/BishopGP. He very frequently doesn't stream. A lot of the time he's working way too fucking hard to be fucking problematic. When it comes to streaming on Twitch, I like to think that he doesn't have time to pander to all of your fucking needs. He's out here doing like real world shit, like fucking Red Bull and racing. So if you guys are interested in nothingness as far as Twitch goes, twitch.tv/BishopGP. However, if you are looking for hot TikTok memes, be sure to follow him at TikTok.
Bishop.
Fill it in, Bishop. Fill it in.
Twitter Bishop was here. I don't have a TikTok.
That
I
would-
haven't made one yet.
Oh, okay. You haven't made one yet. Okay. All right.
I need to make one. I will now because of this. Wait, what's my handle? You have to say it. This is you speaking.
Twitter.com/Bishop was here on Twitter. As far as
What's
TikTok,
your TikTok, Bishop? What's your TikTok?
what is your TikTok? Oh, your TikTok is tiktok.vm/poning these hoes.
All right, I'll see if that's available.
Also, Bishop is very much into racing simulators. As you can see behind him, he has a beautiful chair, a lot of monitors, a softbox, some nano leaves that have just been covered. Just the privilege, just shining bright from the rear corner. And also, he likes to shave dead cats and put them on top of his microphone for plosives.
Exactly.
And I'm all about it. Also, farmersonly.com/myfatpussyleaks. And if you guys are looking for the most up-to-date real estate information regarding farms, you guys can check them out there.
Hey guys, my name is Jimmy, aka Middle Age Stream on Twitch, or Middle Age Stream, no D on Twitter. Oh my god! Shame! Oh shit! Okay, sorry. Let me get back together. I play Battletoads and some old fucking garbage games that people still watch. I've been playing some Legolas Lancing game that that Zoomers play that convinced me to play that. I've been playing it for like 30 days or so. Getting pretty good at it, I think. I play Fortnite with my son. He's the wealth of my life. I love him, and he's a beautiful son. You can find me on Twitch. Like I said, listen, I really need your support in this time of need. I just need you. I need you here with me. Love you. God bless you. God bless your soul. Jimmy out. It's the last time I'm ever going to be on this podcast.
Possibly.
Possibly. Oh God.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to see both of you. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your Sunday to jump onto the podcast and shoot some shit. So thank you.
Hell
God bless
man.
ya.
Always fun.
All
An
right,
old man
chat.
like me, it's always a pleasure. Knackers, thank you for having me on here.
You're very welcome. I'm so glad that I can use all of my power to give you guys thousands and thousands of Twitch viewers. Just bury you in the influence that I've created on this platform.
It's true, man.
It just
What I'd do without you.
I'm so fulfilled. I'm filled with your love.
Yes.
And at the same time, riveted. Just absolutely riveted by all
It's
of this.
amazing. I love that. I love that. Get that as a tattoo.
Fantastic podcast. Chad, thank you guys for coming through, hanging out with us, giving us all the love. We very much appreciate your time. Hope you guys had a very good time, and we will be back in 2 weeks for episode 137 of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. We're definitely looking to add some more guests. This will be a 4-person show. Some of the time, we're trying to figure out like how often do we want to have people on, and how often do we all just want to shit on each other. It's like when you've been shitting on the same 2 guys for like 2 years, the thought of bringing somebody else into the shitting is a little bit it's troubling.
There's a shit dynamic to us.
Yeah, like you're already used to the consistency of the feces of your friends, and bringing in the fourth party.
Like talking about shit.
Dude, I fucking love poop. Poop is just a wonderful aspect of life.
Do you have me as a friend on Steam, Knackers?
I actually don't
I gotta
know.
pee so bad. I love you all.
All right, I
Bye.
love you, Jimmy.
You-
All right, we gotta close
I
this
love
out.
you.
Everybody,
You
we
should
gotta
look at my
go.
name.
Hey, if you guys
Later.
want to stick around to raid another channel on Twitch, that would be very fucking awesome of you. I love you all. Thank you, Bishop. Have a good night. I love you. Goodbye.
Later, man. Goodbye.
Thank you very much for checking out this episode of the Crocs and Hot Pockets podcast. If you would like to catch the show live, it airs on Twitch on my channel at twitch.tv/knackers at 9 p.m. every single Sunday. If you would like to check out the most recent episode of the podcast, you can probably click this little box here. And if you feel like checking out some of our highlights, you can maybe click this little box down here. And maybe I'll even put a little thing for you to click right here. No? Bye.